Hey everyone, welcome back to 3D6 Down the Line, the most criminally underwashed actual play series on the internet. We are back with another Amuse-bouche, again run by the one and only Mike. This time it is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Other Strangeness. Take it away, Mike.
I am the Strangeness, by the way. I am the Strangeness in that title. So, I just want to say thank you guys for going along with me. This is not our usual thing. And our community members, thank you guys for giving me a little bit of latitude. This was a big nostalgia kick for me. They did a redux. They did a newer version of the rule set. I didn't really see that many differences, but I'm sure they're in there. I don't have the old books to compare. But we do want to say thank you to Palladium for giving us a bunch of their digital assets for the stream. That's really nice of you guys. Congratulations to them for the redux. Here's the book. It's really pretty. And there's 2 of them. And there's a bunch of adventures and a bunch of like new animals that you can mutate into, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. If anyone's not really familiar with the IP, where the hell have you been for the last like 30 years? I don't know. But the general conceit here is that we're playing in modern times, although I'm sure you could do it in ancient times if you wanted to. That would be actually pretty awesome. And the general idea is that you are an animal that has mutated for some reason. Now, we did do a session 0 for this game, which is available on our Patreon if anyone wants to go join that and take a look at it, where we do a pretty good step-by-step thing for character generation. Our Doti heroes decided to do team characters. We rolled randomly for everything. They rolled randomly 3d6 down the line for their stats. They rolled randomly for their animal. Then they decided to go with the animal that I rolled because I kind of did like a blind, you can have this or this thing. And they got squid. And they decided to be a team of squid. Now, this incredible team of squid is there was a lot of bullshitting around there about what their actual jobs would be, but I went with their bullshit ideas. So that's what we're going to do, which awesome we'll get into in a minute. And these books have a lot of adventures in here, like a lot of pre-canned adventures that you can run. But I wanted to do something a little special for the boys, especially since I'm making John play an anthropomorphic animal and he's not really into that. So I have written my own adventure for this game, and it's called Hail to the King. And we'll just, if anyone wants to post that, we could just post that on the Discord if anyone ever wants to use this. But just message me because it's not awesome. So, all right,
it's going to be great.
Why don't we go around the horn? You guys can introduce your characters. Let's start with John.
Okay, I'm playing a squid person named Issa Trap. And he is good at mechanical stuff. He's like the fix-it guy, I guess. And he's got, what's he good at? He's got an Uzi and a baton. He plays the shamisen at the restaurant.
And the drum at the same time. He's got multiple arms.
I'm better at the shamisen. Is that how you say it? Shamisen? I think it's
shamisen. I don't know.
Shamisen. Yeah.
Guitar.
That's him.
All right. Cool.
Okay, I'll go next. Hi, everybody. I'm Matt. I am playing. I'm also playing a squid person. My name is William Calamarius. You can call me Billy. And I am. My specialty is knives. I am the. What's the name of the kind of chef that I am? I forget. You guys remember?
It is like a Japanese sushi chef is called an itame. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but itame.
Yeah, I'm that. So knives are my thing. I'm, always like, a knife in each tentacle, chopping things up fast with my bits. I'm ready to go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Ted, and tonight I'll be playing Robert Leponge, the squid of Maitre D at the restaurant, but also the master of the sword.
Very cool. All right. Well, that's not going to get tedious at all. Let's keep that French accent
going. It will be delightful every time I speak. You will love it.
Okay. So the interesting thing is that because we rolled randomly for all of our background, et cetera, the players ended up being valued employees of a company. So I kind of went with this. Here's my little bit of flavor text that I have on here. Our heroes are working their day jobs at a prestigious restaurant in New York City. Oh, wait, that's not actually flavor text. That's the mission. Okay, hold on a sec. Okay, hold on 1 second. Hibachi and Sushi Restaurant, owned by the Kenny Bana Entertainment Group, LLC, is the place in New York City this season to be seen and see all the rich and famous people. Kenny Bana Entertainment Group, LLC, claims that you three are all that remains of a race of ancient intelligent squidmen found near the Sea of Okhotsk, which is north of Hokkaido. The story goes that the three of you were rescued by some direct dealing, i.e. non-unionized fishermen, while trolling for tuna. You were brought back to HBE LLC headquarters and nursed back to health. And in your gratitude, you offered your skills as employees of HBE LLC. The truth is, the fishermen did find three very large squid in the cold waters north of Hokkaido. But after plopping you into a salt tank, you were taken to a Kenny Bana secret genetic lab and experimented on until you became like these anthropomorphic squid. The one thing is for sure is that everyone in New York City is just dying to see the mysterious squid men working at the best seafood restaurant in New York City. So this is going to be kind of a combination of a hibachi and sushi place. So, William Calamarius, you are given your own table and you are the creme de la creme. Like all the rich and famous people are trying to get your table so that you can come up and you can do your thing with the flipping the shrimp and, like chopping the vegetables.
Make a little volcano. Yeah.
Exactly. You do a little heart-shaped rice thing and it's awesome. Robert Lepage, you are the maitre d', but this is funny because you guys didn't pick like full language ability. So you can kind of just grunt at them and speak like a parrot. So whatever you say, just remember there's no like really, there's not going to be any big soliloquies here. You're going to be talking like, Tarzan. So
squawk.
And John, i.e. it's a trap. He can play both the shamisen and the drum at the same time. So he is like a one-man, musical tour de force.
I'm like Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins.
Exactly, but maybe without the harmonica part. You don't have the mouthpieces for that. So you guys are working the restaurant that night. And should we describe your characters for people that haven't seen session 0? You guys don't have legs. You're literally just like...
Yeah, we're non-bipedal. We have partial hands. Partial bipedal, I guess, in our mutant form. And we do have 4 hand things, I guess. Like, they're not really human hands, right? But they've got...
like tentacles that like fractal out into other little tentacles.
I figure we sort of walk around on tentacles, too.
Yeah, so like 4 tentacles that we walk on.
Yeah.
And 4 that we've got sort of hand bits on. And then we have partial speech, and we do not look human at all. We look squidly.
Correct. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. The floor manager, Jimmy McGinnity, is not a nice person. And he he's very threatened by the 3 of you. So he's like always kind of overly bosses you around. And he's like, Robert, take your place at the maitre d' stand, and off you go. And you have to clamber up onto a little box behind the maitre d' stand because you're only like 3.5 feet tall. And over the course of the dinner, you notice that actually a friend of yours comes in. Her name's Thelma Dean. She is a famous New York City influencer, and she's also the younger sister of her person that's coming in with her, Samuel Dean, who is the deputy mayor of New York City. They come in and you have them down as being on William Calamarius's table for his first service for the evening. Okay. Yeah, escort them over.
I do.
John, Issa, you're roaming the floor. After maybe about 10 or 15 minutes, you notice that 2 very famous anchors in New York City, Tess Nova, anchorwoman at WXEL News, and Mickey Zhuang, anchorman at WXEL News, come in with like this almost like a rictus smile on their faces. And they're like, we're here to meet Sam and Thelma. And it, like just very happy grins on their faces.
So they've come to the maitre d' table first.
Yes.
Let's see here. So I don't know a lot about like skill sets and things in this game, but these guys, they're giving me a bad vibe with the rictus grin. Like I'll do my
it's like super. Maybe that's my description. It's super TV grin. Like it's super like happy
it's not
joy
like
toys.
it's not like Joker's Smilex kind of thing.
Okay.
It's just a very, very big TV game show grin.
I see. And so Sam and Tess didn't say anything about that to me beforehand, right? Like we're meeting people.
You were seating them so it's like a hibachi table. So there's like 8 people.
But as a good maitre d', I don't just put people with other people who don't know that those people are coming, right?
Sure.
Like
you can check your book and you can see that they are listed at being at that table.
Fine. Then I will wave one of my little squiddly fingers and then flop down on the floor and over to William's table. And I'm lots of this kind of thing going on, but of course I have a bow tie, I think.
You have a full-on little suit.
A little 8-legged tuxedo kind of thing and bow tie and as a mustache, like that. And over. And I presume I can actually talk normally to John and Matt. Is that right?
Correct. Yeah, you guys understand each other perfectly.
So, I'll be, I got a couple of live ones here. Calamarius. Billy, is that what you go by?
Yeah, just Billy.
I got a couple of live ones, Billy. News anchors.
Mm-hmm. All right. I know how to make them happy. Here we go. And I have this new trick where I make these, I butterfly these shrimp. And the way that I get them on the grill, they actually kind of like flutter a little bit like butterflies. Yeah, so nice. I like slice them, get them hot on the grill, and just kind of almost have them like fly over into their little plates.
Nice. You actually had no Thelma because she did like a big expose on you guys when you first started your job. And it was very kind. It was very she kind of introduced you to New York City. So she gets special guest treatment at the restaurant. And you kind of notice that when Mickey and Tess sit down, the anchors sit down at the table. She kind of gives a little bit of a pained smile to you and a little bit of an eye roll. Not the anchor woman, your friend, Thelma, gives a little pained smile. And you begin your dinner service. And a couple other people join at the table. They're all, captains of industry, et cetera, et cetera.
Should I snap my floppy fingers and have the shamisen player come over and play for the table?
I'm already there, man. That's the VIP table. Man.
He's doing it. Sweet.
I'm playing Frank Sinatra's New York, New York on the shamisen.
Okay. Nice. Jamie looks at you and he goes, I don't suppose you know anything by Radiohead, do you?
Radiohead? I know the full catalog.
Okay. He asked you to play anything from A Kid, the album A Kid, and you begin to play. And then Tess looks at you and she goes, Do you know anything by 0110001110011110011? And Mickey elbows her and she goes, Oh, no, this is wonderful. Thank you.
Confused squid sounds.
Confused squid sounds. All right.
I'm more confused by the A Kid album.
Sorry, dude. Did I misspeak?
It's Kid A, man.
Kid A. All right. Thank you. I had notes on that, and then I totally balanced it out. Anyways, thanks for pointing out my
immediately kill them.
You're gonna hear it in the comments.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. You accidentally get a knife in the face.
Butter tentacles.
Okay, Kid A. Thank you. Dinner proceeds. Nothing else really happens over the course of the dinner. You guys are extremely busy. At one point, Matt, can you just roll me a percentile dice and tell me what you roll?
I can do that very well. I rolled a 90.
Awesome. At one point, it seems like Thelma and Samuel have been overserved by, just the warm sake there. Everyone at the table has been drinking, but you're a little bit surprised. Thelma can hold her liquor. You can see that they are maybe just a little bit tipsy. And towards the end of the dinner, Tess and Jimmy go, oh, we better get you into a cab. And one of them kind of grabs each of the elbow of each of them and begins, after paying, escorting them out of the restaurant.
I will get Robert's attention by smacking him in the back of the head with a shrimp, and indicate to might want to follow them out. I don't. I'm not quite so sure I trust what's going on with those smiley ones.
I will. So I will go over and being friends with it's Tess, right?
Yes.
Yeah, friends with Tess.
No, you're friends with Thelma. Sorry, Tess is the anchor.
Thelma. Go up and flap tentacles and so on and make a fuss in front of Thelma, and hopefully she can understand what I'm saying. Of are you all right? Would you like me to get you a taxi? And then grab her hand and kind of lead her out the door and sort of try and take over from the two news people.
She seems a little sloppy. She's like kind of looks at you bleary eyed, and she goes, "Oh, taxi." And the two anchor people are like, "No, we've got this. And one of them kind of bounces you like between you. Remember, you're very small, and escorts them out the door. I mean, unless you're going to do something more combat-y, Tettles.
Well, I am wondering, like, what I'd like to do is, being a squiddly ninja sort of fellow, if, they try and bounce me aside and I simply just around them and get right back where I was kind of thing.
Okay.
I mean, it must be hard to, like, elbow aside a squid, I would think, right?
Yeah, it's definitely hard to do, but we're going to have like, I don't know, you're going to have to kind of tell me, like, they're bigger than you, so mass is on their side. You're very strong for being like a 3.5 foot, character kind of thing. But unless you're going to do something extreme, they're going to at least make it out the door.
Can I? Can I make a big? What?
Why do we want them to not leave?
I suspect that their drinks have been roofied.
Sketchy. Yeah.
I think they've been roofied. It's probably some sort of setup, to try and embarrass the deputy mayor or kidnap them or eat their brains or some horrible thing. So if I'm standing in front and trying to make a big fuss, can my other tentacles be tying their shoelaces together?
Well, I could say that one of them is wearing like high heels and does not have shoelaces, but yeah, I mean, for the other anchor, for Mickey Zhuang, I'd let you tie his shoelaces together.
I intend to tie Mickey Zhuang's shoelaces together. And then I know how to say drunk pretty well, I suspect. So when he falls down, then my squawks will be pointing and say, he is drunk, not responsible. And I'll take Thelma. And what was Thelma's friend's name?
Her brother, Samuel.
Sam and Thelma. Sam and Thelma.
Okay,
Mike. I would like, if possible, I would like to help in this effort. I want to.
You guys can all do stuff. Okay, you can all do stuff.
So, that egg spinning trick on the spatula that they'll do. I'm going to do that, but not with an egg. I'm going to grab a salt shaker, and I'm going to get that spinning. I'm going to flip it over on the floor to try to like get under his feet to try to help him.
Okay.
It's like park that right under the old little shoe there.
You guys are a couple hours into like dinner service, so you can all be on break, et cetera, et cetera. The manager, Jimmy McGinnity, the floor manager, comes running over and he's like, wait, what's going on over here? What's happening? So you also have him to deal with. He's helping up Mickey Zhuang, who's kind of like teetered over and fallen to one knee. And he goes, oh, sir, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. And he looks at you and he glares at you as if he kind of knows.
I'll point at Zhuang and say, drunk.
Yes, well, we don't like to point out other people's fallacies. Right, John? Kid A?
Oh.
It's going to hurt for a while.
Yeah, it's going to sting. All right. So he's like, you get back to your station. And he begins helping up the news anchor and like being like, well, look, we could call you a car. Let's go. And he starts escorting them out the door.
I'm pointing at the two parties
Matt,
going.
I want to let Matt get his thing in. Matt, why don't you go ahead and just roll me like a strike check at a +1 for your just like overall coolness.
Okay. Okay, that is a 13.
Okay.
Let's see. What's my bonus? Let's say strike.
I said a +1, so that's a 14.
Oh, okay,
So
just straight.
in this game,
I rolled a
basically,
12. Rolled a 12, so it's 13.
You're good. So, and they're not aware of this, so there's not really any defense that they would be able to do, and they're not even aware that they're in like an egg combat, I suppose. So let's just say that that person, we'll give them a 50-50 shot that you either get the anchor or you get which anchor you get. Okay.
Okay.
You're
All right. So
throwing
you're
a
gonna,
salt shaker at him, Matt?
I thought he was rolling an egg underneath their feet.
Egg trick.
I'm using the egg trick, but I'm using the salt shaker so that he'll like step on it and trip and fall.
Are you specifically trying to hit the Mickey Zhuang guy, the anchor, the male anchor? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then I won't randomly determine who got it. So you definitely do that, but he was already kind of like tripping from the shoelace thing, and so he goes over really hard and he smacks into the ground.
I think this counts as assault.
Maybe assault with a deadly weapon.
I'm with you, Ted.
He hits his head pretty hard. He hits his head pretty hard on the ground. He's like snaps out of it for a minute. Jimmy McGinnity, the floor manager, is like, how the hell did this get here? I am so sorry. He's like helping them up. He's untying the guy's shoes. John, is there anything you want to do to get involved here or no?
I'm not really sure. I think we're going to let it play out.
John just shows up and just beats it with the guitar.
Oh, wait, maybe you could play yakety sax on the...
Okay. Well, without you guys doing anything else, Jimmy escorts them out the door. He's like, well, let me call you a car. And Ted, are you following them?
Yeah. And I'm trying to point out separate car.
Tess Nova, the anchor woman, goes, our news vehicle is right down here, and begins escorting them down there, down an alley down the side of the restaurant where people do park. In fact, your motorcycles are parked back there.
I'm following. Tess is our friend. Thelma's our friend.
You're following?
I follow.
And what about?
Yeah.
You're all following.
Yep.
Yeah. We go
absolutely.
After.
And if Jimmy gives us any grief,
I don't like how this is looking.
He gets a lot of fingers.
A lot of fingers. All right. He stops halfway down the alley, but at this point, you guys are following. But the anchors have basically look like they incredibly strong. They have basically picked up Sam and Thelma and are just basically carrying them by the elbows at a very quick pace down the alleyway where the cars are parked.
Yeah, I'm definitely going behind there. I'm not leaving this to wonder about later.
Okay. All right. You guys get to the end of the alley. There's a large, wide open area back there where there's vehicles parked. You see a panel van, one marked with what says King's Dry Cleaning on the side. And standing next to it, you see 4 figures wearing like blue jumpsuits. And they open up the doors and they are holding them open, the back of the van for Tess and Mickey to put your friends in the back of the van.
Oh,
all right.
No.
What do you think, guys? Do we intervene or follow or try and like hang on to the back of the van as it rolls off?
I like the idea. We have the motorbikes are like right there, so we could follow.
Big chase scene. It's just like right at John Wick, baby. Let's do it.
Well, we don't want them to know that we're following them, though, right?
All right, so we don't. But you know what we can do? Here's
who would notice?
Mike, I would like to while they're doing this, if you guys can create any kind of distraction at all, knock over some trash cans or something.
Yeah.
I would like to kind of sneak around and climb on top of the van.
Yeah, exactly.
And like stick, camouflage myself to look like the rest of the van, stick as low profile on top of the van as possible so that I can go with them wherever they're going.
Okay. So why don't we do this? Why don't we roll initiative? Because multiple people are going to do multiple things. And then when you guys can tell me just in order of what you're going to do. Okay. So initiative in this game is really easy. I'm going to basically roll initiative for Tess, Mickey, and the 4 dudes that are standing outside the van. Okay.
Okay.
And then you guys are each going to roll an initiative I do not believe you guys actually have any bonuses to your initiative.
I don't see any.
I do not.
Yeah, I don't.
Unless zero counts as a bonus.
Where would I look, Mike?
No, you don't have any. I know you don't have any.
Oh, you know I don't. Okay.
You're going to roll a straight up D20 and just tell me what you get.
All right. I have a 16, Mike.
Okay. Hold that number.
Is this one where we roll? This is a roll high situation, right?
Yes. You want to roll high.
Yeah. I'll take my 16.
I rolled an 8, Mike.
I got a 4.
John got a 4. Issa got a 4. Okay. And the dudes are going to get 11. Okay.
Kenny Bana.
11. Okay, wait. So me, Tess, Issa got a 4. Sorry, Matt. One more time. What did you get?
8.
Okay. And Ted, what did you get?
16.
Okay. So here's how that's going to play out. So the one anchor, Mickey, he got a 20, so he's going to get to go first, okay? And then Ted, and then the other anchor, and then the 4 dudes, and then Matt, and then John, okay?
Okay.
So first things first, the anchor basically, Mickey, the male anchor, drags Samuel Dean to the back of the van and just tosses him right into the back of the van. And you hear him go, ah, like gonna give out like a loud shout as he does that. Ted, it's your turn.
All right. Matt, you wanted a distraction?
Yes, please.
You will now get the distraction of the squid. Mike, what is the range of my ink spray?
So I think I did write it down on your character sheet. Just scroll down to like maybe page 3 or maybe page 2.
Here we go. Everyone in 6 yards is blind. So I want to move up to within 6 yards of the van. And I'm just going to, I don't know if
just let it out, Ted.
Comes out of my groin or what, but I'm going to thrust something at them and let it rip.
Okay. So you run up, you're like, and you're like,
this is so gross.
That's exactly what I imagined. Thank you,
right,
Mike.
And just so you know, your ink spray this time is going to last 4 minutes. And now you can do it 3 more times per day.
Oh, it's not a 4-minute spray. I'd dehydrate if I did that. It like runs off after 4 minutes,
it's just a cloud. It's aerosol. It's an aerosol.
Oh, aerosol. Oh yeah, I see it. Eject oily chemical cloud.
Yeah,
it's not
I'm
actually
really
like.
glad that you don't spew this for 4 minutes. It's serving.
That would be
like a raisin at the end of it. I'm so thirsty. So and then I have. So that's an action, and I can also still have a defensive reaction, right?
You have your automatic parry, okay? Because one of your actions was to move, one of your actions was to do the ink cloud, and you have 2 actions.
I see. Okay. So all I have left is auto parry, which I would have to do with my bare hands.
Correct.
Because I'm not holding weapons or swords.
No, but for the sake, drawing a weapon also is an action, just so you guys know.
Right. Yeah.
So what we're going to just say, though, is because I don't want to sit here and think about where would Ted keep his sword? We're not going to worry about that. You have your armor, you have your sword, you have a cool sword that extends like a baton, like whatever. I don't want to get down into the nitty gritty of like where you keep your stuff, right? Okay. So there is a big ink cloud. I'm going to draw that in a big note. Everyone is blind. I have to look up what the rules are for that exactly, but we'll just keep on moving down the initiative. The next person is Tess. Tess is the other anchor woman. She's going to go running up to the truck. And even though she's blind, she's going to pitch Thelma into it and climb in after her and slam the door shut.
Okay.
Okay. Now it is the 4 dudes standing around. They basically, 2 of them will be in the ink cloud. Two of them will be outside of the ink cloud. You see them pull from behind their back some submachine guns. Some submachine guns, but they don't really have a target right now. You guys get a good look at them, and you see that their faces are completely blank.
Like,
yeah, that's not cool, man.
Expressionless or like no features?
No features.
Which kind of blank? Oh,
Like the foot, man. Like the foot.
Oh,
Like those
No features.
goddamn androids from Mothership, man. This is I'm having nightmares now.
Right. So anyway, so two of them pull out the submachine guns. They don't have a target by the van, but they do see William, Billy, and Issa down at the entrance to the whatchamacallit,
Allie?
to the alleyway. And they're going to open up and fire some 4-round bursts at you.
oh, I don't want that.
No.
Okay. So what you guys will be wanting to do is you're going to want to be using your
Dodge.
reactions to dodge. Okay. So
This is
the
true.
one that's going to be shooting at William is going to roll really high.
Okay.
And so basically the way the dodge, I guess I just tell you what I rolled. I rolled an 18 on the die, and he has a +3 to hit with actually a -1 to hit with the burst fire. So
Okay.
he's going to go down to a 17. So now you need
Okay.
to beat a 17 on the die roll.
Okay. I have a +3 to dodge. Well, that's just a 13. So I do not dodge.
Okay. So automatic weapons in this game are extremely nasty.
Okay.
And it is going to be 10, 15 points of damage that goes to your SDC health track.
Okay. 15. Got it. Oh, I start with 52. So I take 15.
Oh yeah, there we go.
All right. And the one on John, you have to beat a 15 if you're going to try and dodge.
What am I rolling?
You roll under your combat style. You're going to see like a dodge. I think for yours is +3.
Yeah, but what kind of die do I roll?
Oh, 20-sided. Sorry.
Okay. I rolled a 15 on the die, so it's 18 modified.
That's fine. And also, just so you guys know, defenders win on this. So you just go wee, and you just get out of the way of the gunfire.
Nice.
And that is their action because they pulled out their weapon and then they fired. They do not have any action save for defenses, as far as you can tell. The other two are going to clamber into the van, and shut the door. So
They're awful
now
confident they're gonna be able to drive this van while they're all blind.
yeah. Well, I'm going to say that the cloud doesn't travel with them, Ted. So if they move the van, they're no longer blind, right?
Oh, I see. I guess I assumed that it would get in your eyes and you'd be blind for 4 minutes. But
I mean, I'm
maybe
picturing
it's
it like a
because it's
squid. Like a
cloud,
squid
yeah.
shoots out the ink cloud in the water and then it swims away,
Those are
right?
a cloud of
Well, it
darkness.
disperses because of the water. I don't know what it would do. But yeah, okay, it's an
I'm gonna say
aerosol
it's a
cloud.
stationary cloud.
Yeah.
I'm
It's
gonna
like a
say-
smoke screen is what you're basically saying.
yeah, because you didn't have to make an attack roll on it. They didn't have to make a save against it. So
Yeah,
it's
fair
a
enough.
stationary effect.
All right.
Okay, Matt, you're up.
Okay, so here's what I want to do, Mike. I want to run up and attach myself to the van. Is that going to be two separate things?
It would be two separate things, and you have already used one action for dodging. So you could run up to it.
Okay, I will run up and get into position so that if it starts to take off, I'll grab at it.
I'm gonna
Startle you
because I just remembered something.
with my
One-
brilliant plan.
No, one reaction that you guys could have done against the guys with the submachine guns is you could have used your entangle ability.
They weren't close by though.
You
It
guys
seemed like
had
they
those
were-
super long, 14-meter long, like tentacle things. Remember?
Oh,
that you paid
okay.
for? You didn't look at your character once since we did the session zero, did
No,
you, Ted?
I did. I'd forgotten that we had the prehensile 4-yard
Correct.
attack. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Right. So I do want to retcon this because Matt, you just took a shit ton of damage. You
Yep.
could actually have entangled him as a reaction to the gun. And if you succeed on that, which you have advantage on because I'm giving it to you because you squid, you would not take that damage. So do you want to go ahead and he had gotten, I think, an 18.
And I rolled a 13, so I'll see if I can get better than that. Because it can't get worse. Here we go. Oh, yeah, I got that's a 16 on the die plus plus 3. Oh, wait, that's not dodge. What do I add to this?
Add just to your parry.
Okay, so that is a 19. So I beat the 18.
John, do you want to have similarly? You've already succeeded, so you could just say that you entangled the other one's submachine gun as well.
Is that going to prevent me from doing something else with my prehensile tail thing? Because I do have a thing I want to do.
Well, you still have one action left, but here's the thing: you are actually within melee range of them because you have your prehensile tentacle. So you can still do something, but rather than use you've used the action anyway. So now the choice was you could still do the dodge, right? Or you could do the entangle. It's your choice, like whether or not which flavor thing you want to do.
I'm good with the dodge.
Okay. All right. Okay. So that is going to be the end of Matt's turn. Matt, you ran up to them.
I'll still do the thing. So I entangled him so that he does that. I guess that ties up his weapon, right? If I have him wrapped up in my tentacle,
correct.
And I'm going to kind of race up behind and kind of get under the van, not under the wheels, but like in between the wheels, under the van.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Now, Matt, John, it's your turn.
I would like to run to my motorbike and get on it.
Cool. You are on your bike. Okay. Top of the round. It's going to be the anchor guy's turn. We're just going to say he is going to start the van and begin to drive away. So it does look like we're probably going to get into a chase scene. One of the things that I have done is I created chase rules for this. I am going to put them in Discord for you guys. Okay.
Does the initiative mean that there's no way I can on my action get to the van and attach to it myself since I'm moving ahead of Matt and he got entangled?
You're actually right by the van, Ted, and you've got those prehensile tentacles. And so I'm going to say that, yes, you could also climb onto the van if you wanted to.
So why don't you join John and I'll slat onto the van then because I'm right there.
Okay. Well,
I guess Matt, or do you really want to do it?
No, that's fine. I'm there too now. Like I'm under the van.
But you're attached to a guy.
Yeah, I'm attached to a guy. Okay, so yeah, you can ride on the van, and I will figure out what to do with this guy I'm hugging.
All right. Okay. So it's a panel van?
Yeah, it's like totally like a creepy white panel van that says King's Dry Cleaning on the side.
All right. So yeah, I will horp up onto the back bumper and get my tentacles all into the back handle doorknob. Okay. I'm holding on tight, and I've got my suckers on.
How many people are attached to the van? Just you?
Just me.
Okay. So I have put my chase rules in here that I cobbled together from several different books with the addendum that I have never seen chase rules in any role-playing game that have been fun. However,
here it is.
We're going to go ahead and give it a try. So the van is going to peel out. And just for the sake of, it's going to start at 3 near. Okay. So every round you guys are going to roll, or John is the only one or John and Matt are the people driving. Are you going on the same bike as John, or are you going to ride your own bike?
I have my own.
Okay.
So I'll take my own.
Okay. So basically, like, the driver there is going to be making a check. You guys are going to be making a check. Whoever wins, right? Like, whoever wins gets underneath their driving skill with the biggest margin wins, right? If you win, you can close the distance. Now they're starting at distance 3. If you can get up to 5, then it's in contact and you can like grab the van or jump on it or like whatever. If it gets to 0, then they escape. Okay. So we're going to do like that. There's also thank you, Star Wars. There is a control part of this on here. So when you are driving, you get to either push your speed, which you get a +10 to your driving roll, but you have to add 1 onto your control track, right? You hold it steady, you get a -10 on your roll, but your control track stays stable. Or you lock it down. That means you're going to drive really kind of slow down, and you will lose 1 speed. They will gain 1 distance on you. Okay. But you don't, and you actually will recover 1 on your control track. Control is 3, you're stable, 2, you're stable, 1, you're at disadvantage on chase rolls, 0, you crash. This is going to be fine. We're going to just look at the rules. Okay. All right. So we're just going to keep the same initiative order just for the sake of things, right? So they're going to go ahead and make their first control check. I have to roll an 85. The lower I get, the better. And I'm going to roll a 19. That's going to give me, I'm just going to say a plus 60 on my roll. So right now, John has to beat that margin. Okay. So now, Ted, you're stuck on the van. What are you going to do?
Oh, you're muted, Ted.
Thank you. Can I safely move to like the top of the van so I'm not like pushed off if they open the doors?
Yeah, dude, your climbing skill is ridiculous. So just assume that you guys can basically climb as easily as you can walk.
All right. So I will climb to the top. And is there one of those like little plastic sunroof air hatches in the top of this thing?
No, there is not.
Okay. All right. Then I will, if I have enough movement, I will climb up to the very front edge of the the box part. And I'm
like right by the windshield.
So I can look down onto the cab. I'm assuming we're talking like the box and then the cab, right?
No, it's not a box van. Like it's just a white van, just like a
white van. Oh, like free hugs, man.
Yeah, like free candy and kittens.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm gonna climb up to so I could look into the windshield if I wanted, but I'm gonna hold on yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay. That's you. You don't have to worry about that person. We don't have to worry about those dudes. 2 of the guys are being left behind in the alley. Okay. They are not going to do anything. They're basically going to stand there. So now it's Matt. You get to roll your drive check.
Okay, so I had one of those guys wrapped up. So if I don't let go and take off on my drive check, will he be like dragging behind like the tin cans in a just married car?
Sure. We'll roll with that. I'm going to say that it's going to add a penalty to your drive check, though. Dragging.
Well, that's okay because I don't want to kill this guy, but because I want to knock him out and then come back and question him later. So just want to drag him for a few blocks.
Talk to you.
It's fine. I'm an expert at this. I'm a professional.
Oh, okay.
So just enough so that I get the sense that he's knocked out, and then I'm going to let him go. So I'll do like a driver. Okay, so I'll
make
do
a
my
drive check with a minus 20. Unless you're going to try, and now you don't forget you can drive aggressively, which is called pushing it, or you can drive like normal, which is like holding it steady. You take a minus 10 on your roll, or I'm going
to drive aggressively. I already know this. I'm a squid man, Mike, and I'm going to knock this guy out with my aggressive driving. Am I rolling percentile?
You're rolling percentile. You have a driving percentage on your character.
All right. I rolled a 60 on my die. And I'm looking for my drive here.
So you got a 60.
Pilot motorcycle? Is that what it is?
Pilot motorcycle.
I'm looking.
Should be under professional skills, Matt.
I think it's actually under his amateur skills.
Yep.
Ooh.
75 is my percentage there.
Okay, so you add 10 to your
so 60, so 70.
Right. So sorry, because you're trying to roll under that, you actually drop down to a 50, right? But then because because you are dragging this guy behind you, you take a penalty. You still make your check, but you're just not going to beat their check. Okay.
All
right.
That's fine.
And John, go ahead.
I don't. I guess I'm just following. I guess I'm just trying to speed up and get to them.
So you're going to be driving aggressively, correct?
What does that mean?
That means that you get a plus 10 to your driving check. Your driving check is 95? On your character. Yeah, yours is really high. But so you have a 95. So you're going to roll your dice and you're going to give yourself a plus 10 bonus, and you're trying to get a margin of success greater than 60 because that's what they rolled.
Okay. So I'm actually subtracting 10 because that's better, right?
Correct.
I rolled an 8.
Wow.
Ooh. Okay.
All right. So John, here's the thing. Your control track is started at 3, is going to immediately go down to a 2 because you did it aggressively. Okay. You're still stable, but if you lose one more control track, then you're going to start having to make your checks at disadvantage. Okay. Do you see that on the rules that I gave you? Control.
I see it.
Okay. If you get to a 0, you crash. Okay.
Okay.
However, you do close the distance from 3 to 4. So you're close range now. Okay. Which means you could also shoot at the car if you wanted to. You could shoot the tires, etc. From close range with your prehensile tentacles, you could also use them to jump on the truck if you wanted to.
Am I close
or
enough
you can
to
just kind of keep doing what you're doing.
So I drove. That wasn't just my action. I can also do my tentacles.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to do. Could probably hurt our good guys in the back of the truck, but whatever. I want to do the prehensile tentacles, and I want to shoot them, pull alongside the truck, and shoot my tentacle into the driver's side, and have it wrap around the steering wheel, and violently yank the steering wheel to one side.
Okay. You have to hit it hard enough to break the glass. So there's going to be a strike attack with that.
Cool bad guys don't keep their windows rolled up.
Yeah, it's hot, Mike. Come on.
We got the air conditioning
I'll tell you
on,
what.
man.
Hey, Mike. I only used one action. If I see what John's up to, can I break the glass and let him do his thing?
Yeah, I'll let you do that.
All right. So my tentacle will reach into whatever weird location my pistol is located.
Whoa.
And it'll just come, it'll go right up to the glass from the roof. And I'll fire the bullet into the glass and then, hold on real tight with my suckers because I know what John's going to do.
All right. Well, number one, let's see if you shoot the driver in the head while you're doing that. So go ahead and roll it. Go ahead. Cause you're using 357 Magnum. So that glass is definitely broken.
All right.
Oh my.
So I roll a D20 in this case, right?
Yeah. You're going to roll a strike check.
A strike check.
And you have a strike modifier underneath your weapon description.
Losing my dice here. Okay, so that's a +5, and I rolled a 15, so I have a 20.
Right. So
and
remember,
next to the 5. I don't know what that means.
So basically, what happens here is anytime you roll over a 4, you hit in this game.
Yeah.
And if they have some sort of armor on, then you have to beat their armor rating to do damage to them.
Right.
A 15 is going to do that unless he's wearing like some crazy armor. So you're going to be basically shoot the driver right in the melon, and he's going to take damage. So go ahead and roll damage for your shot.
Okay, that would be 4d6 for a Smith & Wesson 357 Magnum. And that's 11 points.
Okay.
I didn't mean to shoot him. I just wanted to break the glass. Maybe I should have just whacked it with the pistol.
So just so you know, though, they have SDC just like you do. So you didn't like blow his head off or anything like that. Okay.
All right.
So anyway, okay. So that happens. The glass is broken. You are just fine because you are clinging on there with all of your adhesive suckers.
All right. Do it, John.
Now, John, you can go ahead and do your thing.
Okay, how do I do it?
Broken. You can do whatever you want. What were you going to do? You're going to grab the steering wheel, right?
Yes, and yank it.
Okay. Let's do it.
How do I do it?
Roll a strike check to see if you can just hit that steering wheel.
Just a regular D20?
Yeah, D20. And use your unarmed strike modifier, John.
Unarmed strike modifier. That's on the combat style?
Correct.
Okay, that's +2.
Strike, yeah.
I got a 10 total.
10. So that hits. And I'm going to give Mickey, who has more actions than you, a chance to basically parry it out of the way with his hand.
Okay.
And he got a 15 on the parry. So I'm sorry, what did you get on your attack?
10.
Okay, so he bats your tentacle out of the way as he's driving.
Okay.
And so now, John, I'm going to have you do this. You can roll for the complication. to see what happens this round as far as like the drive.
Okay.
So you just roll a D10 for me.
Got a 1.
Okay. You guys suddenly hit Midtown traffic. So basically now you guys all catch up with them. It's going to be the start of initiative, and the van is basically going to drive up on the sidewalk and just keep plowing through, like not with no regard to like people. So the van will be able to make a drive check. You guys will have to decide if you're also going to pursue on the sidewalk. Okay.
Say that again.
I'm down to pursue on the sidewalk because Ted's still on the van, and they've got our friends. I don't want to just. It would be easier for us in motorcycles than for them in a van. They're going to have like big obstacles, right? So yeah, I'm definitely going to keep following.
Yeah, it's a good point, Matt. I'm going to give them disadvantage on their drive check this round. So because John beat their drive check, John, you closed the distance. Mm-hmm. Matt, you did not close the distance, but because of the traffic jam, you're then able to catch up. Okay. So now you guys are basically starting all. John, you're at. We give you a bonus, so you were up to 4 on your distance, but now you guys you're at 5. You're in contact with the van, and Matt, you're at close with the van. Okay. So it's going to try and speed away from you. I got a 20 on one roll, and I got an 84 with the other roll, which is a 1% success. So you guys can definitely just basically catch up to it this round. So Ted, you're up.
All right. I think the thing to do here is keep shooting this guy. So the tentacle is just going to continue to lead through the window, and I'm going to blaze away inside the cab. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack.
Ooh, merely a 10.
Okay, he's going to try and dodge his head out of the way. Oh, and I also rolled a 10, and his dodge bonus is. Did you add your strike on there too, Ted?
That included my strike. I'm afraid I rolled rather low.
Okay.
Which, I'm on top of a moving van trying to shoot in a window that I can't see. So
he dodges out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one action. That was one action. So can I shoot again, or it has to be something else?
No, you can shoot again.
I'm going to shoot him again. Okay. That is almost cocked. And try that again. Well, it's slightly better. Now it is a 13. No, sorry, 12. 12.
All right. He's going to get a 14 for his dodge. That is now he has one action left. So that action was for his drive. So now he is completely out of actions, right? So he's driven, he's dodged twice. Those are his 3 actions. Okay. And Ted, don't forget you have a 6-chamber weapon, but you do have 2 of them. So in a couple more rounds, you're going to have to reload. You're going to have to spend an action to reload.
Or pull the other one out.
Yes. Or pull the other one out. All right. The side of the panel truck I keep saying panel truck, but the side of the van opens up, and there is one of the guys with like no expression on his face, like a blank face. And he levels his submachine gun at John and is going to open up on that. 19, John. What are you going to do? Are you going to dodge? Or are you going to take it? You could also just slam on the brakes, and that would be your dodge for the round.
Why would I ever not dodge something like that?
If you're out of actions. Okay. If you're out of actions, which is why it's great to dogpile like attacks on one target, because you go through all of their actions, and then eventually they can't dodge.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, then I will dodge.
Okay. So you have to roll higher than a 15 because he's doing a burst fire.
Okay. I did not.
Okay. So now you and your bike are going to take 46 points of damage. That's going to be 10 points, and that goes to your SDC track.
Okay.
Your bike has an SDC of 50 as well, so that is going to be down to 40.
Okay.
And I'm tracking that for you. Okay. That is their job. Now it is Matt's turn.
Okay. I'm going to use my drive, Mike, and I'm going to drive straight at a mailbox.
Okay.
And then let go of the guy that I've been dragging just right before there as I swerve out of the way. So he'll slam into the mailbox.
Okay.
I want to save him there for later. So that will be my my drive check to get close. All right. So my motorcycle drive is.
Are you going to drive aggressively, or are you going to drive safely, or are you going to kind of drive like super safely? Because you have already gone. Your control track has already gone from very stable to stable.
Okay. Well, hell, you know what, Mike? I'm a squid man on a motorcycle. I'm going to push it. What else is there to do?
Okay. There you go.
Right. Here we go. See, and that pays off because I rolled a 22 on the die. So no matter what else you do, I'm well under my 75, whatever I need.
Yes, you definitely beat their drive check this turn. So you are in close contact with them as well, which means you can use your other action to attack the van or to grab the van or do whatever. You could shoot tires. You could do all kinds of things.
Yeah, you know what I want to do is I want to that guy who's hanging out the side with the machine gun. I just want to yank him out of the van. Reach there with my tentacles and just yank him right out.
Right on. Then go ahead and John, you could have used your entangle again on that submachine gun. The thing, and you would have gotten advantage on that.
Keep going.
Okay. Do I get advantage on using my cool tentacles to wrap him up and yank him out of the van?
No, because the entangle is like the reaction, and I'm already giving you advantage on that, which is a pretty big force.
Fine. Okay. Whoops. Whoa. That doesn't count. That one way over there. Here we go. Oh, that's 16 on the die, Mike.
Yeah, you totally get.
And I have a +2 strike, so there we go.
So he is going to try and parry.
So my total was 18.
And he failed. Are you trying to do damage to him, or are you trying to grapple him? Like grab him?
I'm trying to literally like throw him out of the van, thinking that will probably hurt.
I don't want to look up the rules
not
for
have
that,
him in the van.
I don't want to look up the rules for that. So why don't we both just make opposed strength checks for that? So you roll a 20-sided, add your strength bonus on there, and I will do the same. And I got a 16.
Okay. Oh, that's not great. That's just a total of 8.
Okay. So we're going to say you're kind of grappled with that.
Okay.
John, you are up.
Okay. We're up on the sidewalks and pedestrians are like dodging out of the way and stuff like that, right?
Correct.
It's like bad news, like Midtown Manhattan.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, this is what I want to do. You tell me how I can do it or what it would take to do it. I want to use the momentum of my motorbike. I don't want to hurt any pedestrians because we're heroes. And I want to use my prehensile tentacle to shoot that forward while I'm on the motorbike and have it attached to like a telephone pole or a stop sign or some sort of vertical thing on the sidewalk. And then slingshot myself using that momentum into the side of the van bodily.
Just you or your bike too?
Not the bike. I want to dish the bike because I don't want to hurt anybody.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. All right. So you've used one action for your dodge. You have one action left.
It's basically my prehensile tentacle is what I'm doing.
Yeah. That seems totally doable. Make a strike check just to be able to grab something stable inside the van.
Okay. Just a normal unarmed strike check?
Yeah.
Okay. I did good on that one. I got a 20 modified.
You're inside the van.
Sweet. Hey, boys.
Okay. So only Matt is driving at this point. Ted, you're on top of the van.
And I've got one arm wrapped around this faceless dude.
Yeah. Okay. Great. And Matt, that guy bounces off the side of the mailbox. If you want to just let him be.
Yeah. We'll come back and interview him later.
Okay. Top of the round. The van is no longer it's actively being pursued. Matt, you are in close contact with it as well. So I need someone to roll a complication check for this turn. Can you, Matt, can you roll a 10-sided for me?
I can. And I rolled a 5.
Okay. Pedestrians, market spill, good aligned characters must lock it down. You must drive safely because he just basically drives down a pedestrian walkway, not like a sidewalk, like a open air mall. Kind of like where they have the
Broadway
streets
now.
Yeah, where they have streets closed to traffic kind of thing. And there's like you guys are driving basically through one of those street fairs where they sell the socks and the bialys.
Socks and Bialys, classic street fair.
So New York.
The Monterey
We're in Midtown, but hey.
Hey, it's
one side is all socks, the other side is all Bialys. Got it.
It's Doyer Street down in Chinatown.
So they're going to actually push it this turn. So they're going to drive a little bit like now that they've got you guys in there that they're going to be dealing with. You guys, they're going to drive much faster. Matt, you have to lock it down, which will give you back one of your control things, but you're actually going to take a penalty to your drive check for the turn. Okay.
Okay. Do I need to do that now or when it's
well,
my
we're going
turn?
to do it at the beginning of the turn. So now it's the beginning of the turn. So it's going to be the driver's roll first.
Okay.
All right. 38, and that makes it actually a 28. So he is going to get a plus 60 on his drive roll. So you can go next.
Okay. I am rolling.
You're the only other one driving.
That is I rolled the wrong one there.
Add 30 onto your roll.
Okay. Then I am at a 61, which is still under my 75.
Okay. It is, but he's going to beat you, so you're not going to be able to close the distance this turn. So, but you're still, he's actually going to get to pull away one. So you're going to be basically at,
my arm stretches.
you're going to go from
near, right?
To a 4. Yeah. He's going to, he'll be at close. Yeah. He'll be at close. Okay. That was his action. He still has 2 actions for defense. If we need, Ted, you're up.
All right. Since John is in there, I think it's time to get in there as well. So I'm going to use one action to around the edge of the roof and into the window and get onto the windshield. So the driver can't actually see what he's doing.
Okay.
And I'm going to point a gun at him and I'm going to pull the trigger.
Okay.
So I'm right in his face.
As long as you are on the windshield, he'll have disadvantage on his drive checks from now on, and you can just shoot at him. Okay.
I'm shooting at him. And I rolled a total of an 18.
Ooh. He'll attempt to dodge.
I don't know where he's going, man.
Yeah, he does not successfully do it. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Let's see here. 14 points.
Okay.
To the news anchor, right? Is that who's driving?
Yep. Yeah, Mickey Zhuang.
I never liked that guy.
Yeah.
He works at Fox, doesn't he?
Wow. I know nothing. Okay. That was Ted. Ted, that was both your actions.
Yep.
So you don't have any defensive actions unless you can have an opportunity to use your automatic parry.
Right.
Okay. Now that there are people in the van, other people can come into play. So at 14, the other news anchor is going to pull out a Japanese tato knife and is going to attack John. It's a trap. That's going to be a 15, John. So now you can use your automatic parry. You can use your entangle, which you get advantage on.
Yeah.
Or you can dodge.
I'll try that entangle. How do I do that?
So basically, you get to roll your parry check, which I think for you is a +2. You get to roll it at advantage, and all you have to do is beat her 14.
Okay. Oh, not going to do it on either one, unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So she's going to stab you.
No good at
8 points to your SDC track.
8. Okay.
Who's the sushi chef here, man? Come on.
He's not sushi chef. He's a musician. You can hit her with a shamisen.
Maybe that's what you should do.
She's going to save her. She's actually going to try and grab you and jump out of the van with you.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
That's nuts. Wow. Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to have her make a strike check. Oh. She gets an 8. So, John, if you dodge, she will probably fly right out of the van past you.
Okay, I'll do that. I got a 16 total.
Okay. She goes, wah, just launches herself out the door, and you just see her smack right against a hard wall and just like lie there face down. Yes, Ted.
Well, I think the obvious cinematic thing to have is that Matt then goes boom, boom, boom over her. I mean, it writes itself, really.
It really does.
Very Raiders of the Lost Ark. Yeah.
Matt, you have the opportunity to run her over if you want to. Use one of your actions to steer over her.
Well, okay, so yeah, I'm actually running over. So I am a hero, Mike. Much to, no matter what we're talking about, I am a hero. I am a good squid. And seeing that we have veered into the Bialys and Sacs annual street fair, I'm worried about the civilians. And so I'm going to reach into my pockets. I'm very dexterous. I've got 2 tentacles driving my motorcycle. I've got 1 tentacle wrapped around the guy that's still in the van. It's kind of stretched tight, I'm assuming. But I've still got plenty of arms. So I'm going to reach into my bag and pull out some flashlights and start waving them around to warn the civilians so that they don't get run over by the evil bad guys.
That's nice. That's great.
Because that's what heroes do, Mike.
That's what heroes do.
As I do
They
this,
start a rave as they're driving a motorcycle to a Bialy festival.
socks and Bialys. Don't forget the socks.
Yeah,
so my goal is to try to warn the civilians out of the way. And I'd also like to
run over that nice lady that's on TV.
Run over the nice lady that's from TV.
All right, you just roll 46, and that's how much damage she's going to take.
Okay, do we have 1, 2, 3, 4? Okay, that's not great. That's 11 points of damage.
Okay. And she took an awful lot of damage hitting the mozzarella stand.
Hey, mozzarella.
She took another 15 from hitting the mozzarella stand head on.
Oh,
okay. Face down on the griddle.
They build news anchors pretty tough these days, huh?
Yeah. Maybe she wants to.
There's a Mary Sue
She
actor.
may want to consider a switch to print after this.
Oh, that's an Arnold line right there.
She's going to have
Switch
a face
to
for
print.
radio. Oh.
Hey.
All right. There we go. Is that the end of the round?
No.
I don't think John.
Yeah. So
John has to go. Yeah.
I'm in the van smiling after I saw what happened to Tess. And then I'm going to, as it's like barreling down the sidewalk, I'm going to like steady 2 tentacles on like either side of either, front seats. In what's the guy Mickey's driving, right?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to spread my face tentacles wide, revealing my beak, and cupped underneath is my big old ink sac. I'm just gonna blow my load all over the front of that
Okay.
van. So I want to spray it so it covers the entire windshield from the inside.
All right.
I want to watch this movie, Mike. This is so good.
Ted, you just see like the whole inside of the van just go, and just chemical stank is dribbling out the sides of the van. Okay, so everybody he's already got disadvantage from like Ted covering the windshield. So now I guess whatever happens, we'll figure it out. Ted, roll a complication roll for me.
A complication?
Get us out of the street fair.
Complication with my complication. I rolled a 4, man. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens. Okay.
Complicated enough to have, 3 squids and motorcycles and ink clouds and everything, I guess.
And Bialy stocks.
All right.
Bialy stock.
So
Bialy stock.
top of the round, you guys are no longer in the mozzarella Bialy sock festival. And this guy's going to make a drive check. He's going to slow down a lot. Because he's going to slow down a lot.
He seems wise.
He kind of leans his head out the window and he's like, and disadvantage. He makes it by 1 So he's got a 1% margin to if Matt beats it, he catches up and he's right there again.
Okay, I want to do that.
Okay. At this point, you guys, after this round, you notice that you're gonna be driving over a bridge into somewhere into Queens or something like that. Okay. So that's his round. He now has 2 actions left over for defense. Ted, it's your turn.
Well, given the close quarter situation here, I think it's time for 2 of the tentacles to reach behind and pull out my short swords.
Okay.
And I can make a double attack, right?
Well, it's 1 action to pull out your weapons.
Okay. Oh, okay.
1 action, we're going to call it your climbing check or whatever no, you're sticking. You guys
Just
are
sitting right there in the dashboard.
Oh, right. Okay. So yeah, go ahead. What are you going to do?
So just 1 attack then?
Yeah, it's one attack. I think,
but only with one sword. I mean, rather than like the 2 sword double attack thing.
I think you can do the double sword attack. It basically just means that he has to use 1 action against one of them, but you're going to hit him regardless, right? Like I think what it does,
twin melee strikes against same target, but it doesn't say whether that takes 2 attacks or not.
No, it doesn't take 2 actions. It's 1 action to do it. But what happens is he has to use 2 parries to avoid the attack.
Well, I'm totally going to do it if I can.
Or whatever, right? But he doesn't have that, so just roll, and you're going to probably do damage to him.
2 separate d20s?
No, dude, you just roll 1 strike.
1 strike.
Right, but he has to basically double parry it in order to stop all the damage.
All right, and then melee strike. So I have a 19, Mike.
Okay. He does not have 2 actions to parry that, so he's not going to use any of his actions to parry it or dodge it or whatever. So just roll your damage.
All right, and so it's just a 1d8 plus 12, even though there's 2 swords. Okay.
Yep.
17 points.
Whoa. Okay.
And I assume that there's a geyser of arterial spray all over the inside of the van now.
You see like this white fluid just spray out of him.
Son of a bitch, it is Mothership. The hell? What the hell? Mike's getting his revenge on you, John.
Seriously.
All right. That was Ted. It is now there are still 2 there's still 2 dudes with no faces in the van. They're going to use their guns. One is going to shoot John. One is going to try and but they're blind, so they're all on disadvantage. Okay.
Fill the car up with bullets, I guess.
Yeah.
Why are they blind?
19.
Your ink.
You eat them.
Oh, I did. Okay, I did that in the front seat, but yeah, I'm cool with it.
It's like a large area of effect.
It's like a huge area. The whole van is gross.
Okay, I'm cool with it. Yeah.
Yeah. So he is going to hit. He's going to shoot you 1 time, not a burst fire. He's going to shoot you 1 time, and it's going to be a 12, John. So you can dodge that, or you can do your entangle.
Entangle.
Okay. So you're going to try and beat a 12, and you have advantage on the roll.
I got that one.
Okay. So you basically wrap his gun up with a tentacle, and the shot goes off, like just ricochets out of the van. That's his turn. And then the other one is going to try and shoot at Ted through the window. 16 and a 17. So it's going to be an 18, Ted. Do you have an action left for dodge?
I have used all my actions.
Okay. So you're going to take some damage.
So you need an action left to be able to dodge.
Correct.
The auto parry thing that we have, you don't have to have an action reserved for.
Correct. But you can't parry a bullet unless you're
It's
really
only melee.
really,
Yeah.
I mean,
right.
I am Robert L'Eponge, you know.
You're still first level. Give you a little few more levels.
Zut alors, this is terrible news. Okay, I guess he's shooting at me.
You're going to take 11 points from the gunshot. That goes to your SDC track.
Yep, I got it. I will say to him in French, "You're next, you lousy bastard." 11 points, Mike?
11, yes.
Okay.
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 Am I good? Okay, I'm going to do my drive check to catch up.
Okay.
To the van, right? That is a 68 on the die.
Are you driving aggressively? Are you locking it down? You got one back to your control track for driving safely last time.
Yeah, that would be aggressive then, but I have to do that.
Okay.
Because I'm a squid guy on a motorcycle. That's all.
He should be easy to catch up with because he locked it down this turn, so he's slowing down, right?
Yeah. So he's actually really easy to catch up to.
Okay.
You only have to beat 1%, Matt. So there's no point in
pushing.
No point
Okay,
I'll just driving aggressive.
Okay, so I'll just regular drive then.
Okay. So you are now at close contact. You are in contact with the van again.
Correct. What I would like to do is slash the tires with one of my knives. I just want to. I'm right there driving by. Just stab the tire.
Go ahead and make a strike check.
Strike check or strike?
Strike.
Okay. Oh crap! That's not great. That's a 4 on the die plus 2. 6. That's over 5 hits. Hey.
Yeah, you roll your damage and we'll just see I don't know how much damage a tire takes, but just go ahead and roll.
1d6 plus 4 is my deal. 9 points of damage to a tire.
Yeah, tire explodes. Van is now swerving uncontrollably. And who rolled the complication check?
I was last. So it's John's turn.
No, it's John's turn. Yeah, go, John.
Okay. I got a 9.
What are you trying to do,
John? Huh? It's actually your turn.
It's your turn. Sorry.
Oh, I thought we were doing. Sorry. I am going to pull out my Uzi, 9mm, and I'm going to try to kneecap that guy in the van.
So the driver.
There's still a thug in the van with me, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
There's 2, I think. One's still held on to by Matt, right?
There's 2. There's 2 guys. Matt's got 1.
And I'm entangling one of them, right?
Yeah.
So I could still entangle the guy's weapon with one tentacle and fire the Uzi. Yeah. So that same guy. So from a distance, I'm in the van, but I've got his gun, and then I'm going to basically just spray a 3-round burst into his knees.
Okay. You should have on your character what your strike attack is for the 3-round burst. I think I wrote that down where your weapon is.
All I have is damage, but I assume it's just my normal strike.
No. So you have to, it is written down. Let me find it real quick. It's a weird thing about the character sheet. You have if you look under where it says weapon proficiency, your submachine gun has a +5A and a +3B. So +5 is the single shot. That's just an aim shot, one bullet. And the 3 is the burst.
Okay.
So you would basically make a strike at +3. And then your damage is 66 for a 3-round burst.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for. I want that heavy damage. Okay, cool. So +3. Ooh, I got a 21 total.
Okay. He'll try to dodge, but that's all he can really kind of do. And he does not make it. So roll 66.
Okay. 8 plus 6 is 14 plus 3 is 17 points of damage.
Nice. Okay. 17.
That can't be very good for kneecaps.
No, very bad. Okay. And now John, roll the complication.
Okay. I rolled a 9, which would have been perfect for our situation.
Then just keep that roll. You did roll that. So mechanical issue. So you're basically, the vehicle is it's disadvantage upon disadvantage upon disadvantage, right? So the guy's blind. He's got swords stuck through him, and now the van has a wheel pop and is swerving uncontrollably, right? So
it's a pole.
I'm just gonna say the fucking thing crashes because after a while the whole thing just gets ridiculous. You guys leaning your head out, you're talking to each other in squid, and you're like, "Here comes a wall." So I'm going to give you guys all an opportunity to do something before the crash happens. Don't forget, you've got 2 friends in the van that will also take damage for the van crashing. Okay.
Oh yeah.
What do you want to do?
Who's going for?
We're out of normal combat here, right? Because
Well, I'll definitely grab one of the 2 deans and try to leap out before we hit the wall.
Okay.
I will scurry over the head of zhuang and down the backs of the seat and grab one of the other deans and actually just try and like act like a seatbelt on the back of the seat.
Okay. All right. Let's do that.
Okay.
Matt, you see the van about to hit the wall. And you see Issa leaping from the van, from the side door van with Tess.
Okay.
Tess?
Here's what
Thelma.
I would
Thelma,
like.
Thelma, yeah.
Thelma. Here's what I want. I want to help out. I want to help out my buddy. I want to help out Issa. And it's New York City. There are trash bags everywhere. I just want to grab two of the. I want to let go of the guy that was inside. I want to grab 2 trash bags and just like throw them in the path so that these guys have soft garbage to land on instead of like splatting in there.
It's the ones that were filled with broken glass. No.
Equipment.
Broken glass and medical waste.
No. John just sits up with like 15 hypodermic needles stuck to his back.
I'm okay. I can take it.
Or we're outside of a seafood place and it's like full of squid parts.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Yeah, did we serve calamari at that place? Probably not.
I hope not.
No, that was officially off the menu. They wouldn't do that to you.
In New York City, calamari serve you.
Yeah. Your valued employees of Kenny Bana Enterprise, LLC.
yeah.
Okay.
We only serve the pig rectum kind.
Matt, I would like you to go ahead and make a strike check to grab those trash bags and throw them into an appropriate place.
Okay.
Appropriate place.
Okay. That is a 6 plus my strike, 8.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Let's say you can grab 1 trash bag. And John, we're going to say that is going to give you advantage on your, Jesus Christ, what kind of check would that be? Physical prowess check to see if you can land with minimizing the damage to,
Okay.
what's your name?
What do I roll for prowess?
So you're going to just basically roll a 12-sided. You guys don't have any bonuses for your physical prowess, so it's going to be at +0. But you have advantage, and you need DC 12.
And what am
12
I?
or 20-sided? 20-sided, right?
20-sided, yeah, sorry, 20-sided.
Wait, okay.
You're
So
going to roll 20-sided. You're going to roll it twice. You're going to try and hit a 12.
Yeah.
You don't have any bonuses for your ability score, so you're going to roll it at +0.
But the
don't I
advantage
get
is from the garbage bag.
I get what from the garbage bag?
Advantage for
Advantage.
which is why you're rolling it twice.
So I'm rolling low?
D20.
You're rolling a
Would be a
D20
12.
twice, and you're trying to get a 12 or higher.
Yeah, but my strength is
prowess-
19. So if I was rolling my
This is
strength,
Yeah,
I know,
that's
but-
not your strength. This is your physical prowess. It's basically dexterity.
no, I know, but I'm saying like if it was a strength check and I have a strength of 19 and I have to roll high, it would actually be harder for me to succeed at a strength check than a prowess check.
Your
No,
strength
'cause-
check would provide a modifier to beat the 12.
So, John, think of this as more of a Shadowdark ability score check. Okay, you're trying to hit a DC 12 difficulty. Right?
Yeah.
A DC 12 difficulty. So you roll a 20-sided. You need a 12 or higher to mitigate the damage to your friend Tessa. Not Tessa, Thelma.
Elma.
You have a shit physical prowess, so you get no advantage on that. So you're rolling a straight 20-sided twice and taking the better of the 2 rolls.
Okay, I'll just tell you what I rolled.
Okay.
I got a 19.
19, perfect. All right. So you save her from all damage, and you yourself take 4 points of impact damage. Now, here's another cool thing that you can do. You can roll with the impact, right? So there is under your martial arts thing, there's a roll with impact that will have blunt damage, falling damage, or like crashing damage. So I think for you guys, you have roll with impact. Oh, where is it?
Where is that?
It's under your combat style. It just says roll, and it's a 5. Okay, so you're basically just going to roll. You're trying to beat just roll it, and we'll see what happens.
I rolled a 2 on the die.
+5, 7. So you do not roll with the impact. So you're going to take all 4 points of damage.
Off of
Yes.
STC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but she's safe. She took no damage.
Hooray.
And Jesus Christ, now I'm lost completely. Where?
The van's about to crash. I've got Sam.
Okay, so I would like you, Ted, to do the same thing. You're basically trying to prevent damage to Mickey, but you didn't have a trash bag to land on. So you are trying
damage to Sam, I think. Mickey Zhang is the asshole in
Mickey's
the
the bad
driver.
guy. Sorry, dude. I'm so fucking lost in NPCs right now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right.
Sam
So,
Dean.
what's that?
Sam Dean.
Samuel
Dean.
Do I have any modifiers for being attached to the driver's seat or being
we'll have you do it because you're holding yourself in place, not trying to land. We're going to have it be a strength check for you. So you also need a DC 12, but you have a plus 10 to the roll.
Okay.
For your physical strength, right?
I rolled a 10, so I get a 20.
Yeah, okay. So you're going to take some impact damage, but you only take 2.
And I can roll with that or not because I'm
like try, yeah.
Yeah,
you can try.
I'll give it a roll. I rolled a 17.
Okay, no problem. You take 1 point of damage.
I take 1 point of damage.
Right.
And Sam Dean takes none because of his
And
good friend, Mr. Robert Leponge, to save the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roll a 10 side. One second, then we can take a break. Roll a 10 sided for me.
Me?
Yep, for the complication.
6.
Okay.
Is it the popo?
That's not. Yeah, I was just waiting to see if it's the cops, but it's not. So we are leaving it here with Mickey the anchor is still conscious, although very damaged. There is 2 damaged dudes in the van with you. You are in the van, Ted, with Sam. John, you are out of the van with Thelma.
Yep.
Matt, you are basically right there next to them on your motorcycle still. All right. Should we take our first break?
Yeah, let's take a break. We will be right back. All right, we are back. Bladders empty, beers full.
Hello. Okay, so this is totally not in the rules, but I did want to give Matt an opportunity to use some of his first aid stuff. So generally the only way to heal in this game is like for extended periods of like rest and recuperation or whatever. But Matt, with your first aid skill, I'm going to let you just make a check, 1 check for the whole group. And if you succeed, okay, so you're rolling percentile dice and you're trying to roll under your first aid skill. For every 10 points that you beat your check by, I'm going to give everyone a D6 back of like STC points or whatever.
Okay. I'm going to do, you know what? I'm going to do my special die that only roll low. It's this one and this one. Yep, only low. Okay, well, something's wrong because I rolled a 62, which is actually over my 55. So you get nothing. You get nothing.
Nothing. Okay.
That's cool.
Well, I tried to be a generous DM, and look what you've reduced me to. Look what you have reduced me to. Okay.
I blame John's lack of faith in my only roll low dice.
Okay. So I'm kind of done with this as like a combat encounter. So we're just going to say that everybody in the van, except for the driver guy who's pinned behind the steering wheel. Oh, I should roll to see if he dies, actually. Nope, he doesn't. All right. So the two guys with no faces are completely like just smashed to bits inside. And the driver is struggling. The driver is that guy, the anchor, Mickey Zhang, who's trying to basically pull himself out from behind the steering wheel. But you can see that his legs are basically severed at the waist. And inside they're leaking like this white fluid. You see like circuits and metallic bones.
Okay.
I'm starting to think maybe he's not human.
It's a possibility. So, I wonder if his head will keep talking after I cut it off. Let's find out. So Sword's reaching over the driver's seat, and I'm going to do a little Anakin to Count Dooku action there, and we're going to take that head with us when we leave.
Do it.
I do it. I go to the dark side. I cut off his head, and we'll drag. Then I'll drag the head and Sam Dean out of the van.
Okay.
And let's try and find a place to hide because the cops have got to be minutes, seconds.
Oh, yeah, you hear sirens. You hear sirens. They're also having a hard time driving through the Mozzarella sock Bialy Festival.
For those of you who do not live in New York, this is entirely accurate. This happens pretty much every day.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's just another Tuesday in my book.
Just another Tuesday.
When's the
The
actual
squid
happening?
part's a little weird, but not that.
Being out of New York, I miss those festivals. Like the flower misses the sun. Like I die. I love those festivals. Were the best.
You know what's all about now these days is the ube festivals. It's like one of those like every single week.
What?
Ube, like the Filipino yam. Yeah,
They're purple.
The purple yam. It's just purple everywhere, like 3 blocks worth.
Yep.
You know what we have? You know what we have in Denver? Nothing. Fuck all.
That John Denver's full of shit, man.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's continue on though, shall we?
So what do we do? Where can we hide?
Well,
why don't we drag them up to it? Why don't we drag them up on top of a nearby rooftop? We can
I'm going to
climb up.
save you guys a little bit of effort because when you lop off his head, he basically just goes inanimate. It's definitely like something robotic in there, but mixed with some sort of organic material. But the head does not function independently of the body.
So we don't have anyone to question anymore, right?
Nope.
Not really. Well, unless Tess survived her hitting the wall.
Yeah, well, we have a couple of options. Tess, we have my mailbox guy.
Yeah. He didn't have a face, so I don't think he's going to answer any questions.
Yeah, Tess is the only answer. Is Tess, is she conscious? Is she alive?
We'd have to go back a little bit.
A block or two behind, I imagine.
Yeah, she's a couple blocks away. She's face down on the Mozzarella grill.
Well, we have
answering questions is great, but not getting arrested is better.
We have the deputy mayor of New York City in our hands.
That doesn't look good for us, but it's a help, I suppose.
Yeah, he's not looking great.
He can basically get us out of any jam we have. I mean, he owes us his life.
He owes us. Okay, let's try it.
Yeah.
Let's prop him up against the wall, and put his hands over his lap neatly, and I'll put my weapons away and I'll just sit down next to him and look innocent.
I don't mean like wait for the cops. I'm saying like, can we shake Sam around and be like, Sam, you are the deputy mayor of New York City. We just saved your life. Find us somewhere safe that we can go talk and where that we would be protected.
Is he still loopy with drugs?
Yes, he is very loopy with drugs in a car crash and with like everything else. So yes, he is extremely he's conscious, but he's not really coherent.
So I have a proposal.
Yeah, good.
If you guys were really great climbers, take these two and the unconscious what's her name? Tess, right?
She's 2 blocks back, but
oh no, okay. So you take these two that we saved, take them up to a rooftop nearby. Right, just climb right up the building, right up a fire escape, whatever. You can get to a rooftop right there. Nobody will see you. I still have my bike.
Yeah,
I can go back and see if Tess is still there.
Okay.
And if she
are we strong enough to do that, Mike?
You are definitely strong enough. You have almost superhuman strength. And also, let me see here. Even It's a Trap has like an incredible strength score, and you guys have a climbing score over 100, so you absolutely can do that. You can absolutely do it.
Let's haul Sam and Tess up to the top of this bodega here,
and I will take go a block over and go down and then cut back over, so I'm not in the in the reign of terror that the police are definitely going to be investigating. So I'll circle back around to the block where I ran over her, and I'll see if Tess is still there. And if she is, I'm going to drag her back on my bike.
You should put on a disguise so you don't look like the same squid on a motorcycle that was involved in this whole.
I take one of my tentacles and I hold it under my nose like a mustache.
No, it's me. Don't get me in trouble, man.
You circle back on your bike. You guys get up to the top of the nearby bodega without a problem. Okay. Sorry, William Calamarius, you circle back on your bike. You kind of are on the side street that leads up to the Mozzarella Festival, and you see the Mozzarella Grill, and you see news crews all over the place. And you see the anchor lady whose name is Tess. You see her basically sitting on the side holding up like a bandage to her face. and being interviewed on TV, and you could hear her saying, "I don't understand it. They came out of nowhere. I know they worked at the restaurant, and they accosted me and my friends and caused this crash, all this chaos. The police have to find them immediately. They're a danger to society."
Oh crap!
Don't worry, I've still got Mickey's head, so we'll be able to support our story.
You can just move it like a puppet.
I wish I could drop it down right there. Yeah, they're innocent.
Yeah. After a few minutes, though, you guys do, and assume you have cell phones and you could talk to each other. Okay, we're not gonna, Ted and John, you guys see the cops roll up on the scene of the car crash just a few minutes later, and they're like, "Oh my God, there's a headless body in here. Wait a minute. What is this? It's not even like, look, it's a robot. Like, what's happening here?" They're freaking out. More and more cops are rolling up on the location.
What's all this black shit?
So I'm not going to murder this reporter on television. I'm going to cut my losses and loop back around. I'll climb up the backside of the building to rejoin with these guys and fill them in.
Okay.
It's not good.
You see the cops all around that area, so you have to park on a side street and you just bloop, 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 up the side of the building.
That is exactly the sound I make.
We should hang out with Thelma and Sam until they kind of come around.
Okay.
But not go anywhere until they're coherent.
Yeah, William, you can use your medical stuff, no roll needed, to basically like break out smelling salts and try to counteract whatever they were given. And they kind of come to and they're like, "Oh my God, what happened? Where are we? Why does my head hurt? What happened? Why do I smell like trash?"
Media bad.
Okay. Okay. Bad.
Market.
Street media. All right. What do you guys want to
Fake
ask?
news.
Can we?
Oh, literally, they were fake news.
Yeah.
Somehow we can explain to them, right?
Yeah, you can talk like a parrot, so you can basically like.
That's not great literature, but okay.
Right.
We'll write it down. I don't know. Type it into my phone.
You can talk. You're not going to be discussing like Rousseau with them. You're going to be discussing like,
short sentences.
You can talk about as good as I can. How about that?
Oh, we're in trouble.
Wow. We'll never get this across. You're going to try to explain the chase rule to these guys or they're screwed.
Yeah.
All right, we want to explain to them
explaining rules anymore. Also, don't forget you actually are friends with Thelma, so you can actually have decent conversations with her.
Yeah. Okay. So I think we should explain that. I'll hold up Mickey's robotic head and point inside the stump of the neck and say, "Robot captured you, gave you drugs, very bad. We chased. Victory."
Why would they want you? Why would they want you drugged? Why would they kidnap you?
I have no idea. You said that this was the star anchors for WXCL News did this?
Or copy.
Copy?
Robot.
Do you think they were trying to copy us?
Oh.
You are Deputy Mayor. Very useful.
Does Sam Dean, both of them are connected, right? Can Sam call up the local station and see if the real Tess and Mickey are accounted for? Like if they're he'll call. He pulls out his cell phone and calls one of his media team and says, get a hold of WXCL and see what's going on with Mickey and Tess. Yeah.
And he waits on the phone and he goes and he hears, "Oh my God, it's all over the news." And he pulls up on his smartphone like a live report from WXCL, and it says that one of their anchors is missing after being abducted from the restaurant, the Belle of the Sea. Which is the restaurant you work at, by the way. I forgot to mention that to you. The Belle of the Sea, and says that police have recovered their other star anchor, Tess. I forgot. Why am I so bad with fucking names, guys?
Tess
Nova.
Really bad.
Nova.
Yeah, Tess Nova. They said we've recovered her at the scene of a horrific accident. She's been injured and she's being transported to the hospital.
I'll poke Sam and say, ask about robot.
they don't seem to know anything about any robots in the news report. You're watching the news report with him on his cell.
Oh, okay.
Ask.
Wait, John was trying to say something, and I interrupted him.
Go ahead, John.
I just wanted. So we're to assume that both of these anchors both anchor people have been robots this entire time.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Well, you have no idea how long they've been robots. Have they been robots the entire time, or were they also abducted at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we could. My idea was to like ask while the mayor has them on the line if we could like get their addresses and go check out their apartments.
No, we go to the King dry cleaner place. That's where the plot is all. What's the name of this adventure, Mike?
Hail to the king.
Hail to the king.
Ding, 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 ding. We go dry cleaning.
Oh, Ted, we've played together way too long, Ted.
All right, I like it.
We investigate dry cleaning outfit. I think that's the next step.
Okay. It pulls up an address in a weird it's an industrial dry cleaner, right? They're not like the mom and pop shop where you go pick up your dry cleaner. So it pulls up like an address in like the wilds of Queens, out in like those kind of like areas along like the North Shore, where it's all like, nice overview of Rikers and warehouses and stuff like that.
Yeah. So what, Uber? Or
you still got one bike. You still have one bike.
We have three of us on one
totally
bike.
have three squids on one motorcycle.
Just a riding ball of tentacles on a bike.
Yeah.
All we need is a trench coat, and this will work just fine.
Yeah.
You look like a rat king riding it.
I think that's a great idea. Let's take the last motorcycle and go to the address.
I should like swing with their tentacles in style.
Can Sam get like a security detail to pick him up? And
yeah, he's like, I'll take care of that. I don't, he's like, maybe you guys could get us off this rooftop. That would be phenomenal.
Oh, tell him. Okay, this is definitely something that the deputy mayor could do. Make sure he has his own medical people check out that reporter, because she's definitely not going to be human. And if who knows what they're doing with the doctors at the hospital, but if his people can check her out, they'll find out that she's not human at all.
Okay.
Hold up the head. You want it?
I guess he takes off his suit coat and wraps the head in his suit coat, tucks it under his arm and says, "Can you get us down now?"
Certainement, monsieur. It is a no problem. I will lower them down.
Okay. You drop them off in an alley nearby, and you guys like circle around to you see Matt's bike is still there. Who's driving it? Matt?
Oh, I think Matt.
It's my bike. Come on.
His bike, yeah.
Hop on.
Hold on tight. Can I ride up on the handlebars like a ship's figurehead?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like a city bike.
Lean into the wind, my tentacles like limping out behind me.
Okay, that was cool.
Yeah, man.
You guys basically follow your Google Maps.
I love playing modern day. That's why we're not using Miro. We have Google.
Yeah. You go to basically what looks like a warehouse on a ruined edge of Queens. It's shadowy and unlit. The parking lot is unlit. You see large double doors on the front of the building underneath a sign that says King's Industrial Dry Cleaning. You see that there are large windows on either side of the second floor. And that's it.
You see there's a gate is it in a yard?
No security gate. Just an open parking lot with a big industrial looking building sitting in the middle of it.
Loading dock doors for the trucks and stuff?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not even loading dock doors. It's just it's big enough for like a really big truck to just drive directly in to the thing. It's just like a big double industrial door, but it's not on a dock. It's not on like a raised platform or anything like that.
Right.
Check for security cameras.
Well, you guys can definitely spend some time looking for them.
I think we should, yeah.
There are definitely security cameras, but there are no lights. God, this is the least OSR thing to say. Please take a look at your powers on your character sheet. before you proceed any further.
Yeah, we have camouflage, baby. I've been waiting for camouflage use.
And we're really good at prowl, too, which is what camouflage modifies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we do not see in the dark.
You do not see in the dark. It's not like there's no illumination, Ted. It's still New York City, even if it's at night.
Right. Okay.
So you can still see it. It's not pitch black. And there is definitely, you see lights coming in through the windows that are all on the second floor of the building. Mm-hmm. Not in the front, but they're on either side of the building. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mm-hmm. I propose hunker down low, camouflage ourselves as the asphalt, the same color asphalt as the parking lot. Mm-hmm. Sloop. That's how squids travel on land. They sloop. Sloop right on up to the base of the building. Climb up on the corners, so they're going to have a hard time seeing us. Climb up the corners, and then we can look in multiple windows and figure out what's going on the second floor.
I dig it. Okay. I dig it.
Cool.
Are you guys? So you're not going to the same window, so the windows.
Yeah, we should spread out.
Let's do the orientation like this, so you can kind of do it in your head, right? So the big double doors are on the western side of the building, which stretches kind of like a rectangle from west to east. The windows are on the north side and the south side of the building.
Okay.
So let's go on the north side, and every 20 feet or so, a squid goes up the wall.
Okay.
And we can look in the windows and then head to the roof if we want or whatever. How about that?
Make your prowl check. And for reasons that I'm not going to tell you, you have a 20% penalty.
But we also get a 40% bonus because of camouflage, right?
I've already calculated that into your prowl score.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I need to roll a 90 or less.
Correct.
And I rolled a 66, which I think is a critical success.
Not in this game, it ain't.
Oh, I thought we were playing Mothership with your fucking androids. Okay, fine.
I got a 76.
76?
I'm looking for prowl. Oh, there it is.
Should be in your professional skills.
Yeah, I see it. I got an 18 under 110. I think I'm good.
Under 90. But
so the only reason, guys, why you would ever have to roll something that when you have a score of like 140, like your climb is so good, right? That only if you were going across a ceiling, like completely inverted, would you have to roll, because the penalty would be high enough to make you have to roll. Other than that, you guys with your adhesive suckers and all the rest of that, you can climb just as fast as you can walk across the ground, right? And almost just as well. So just realize that. You're also almost near invisible with your prowl score.
This is actually really cool because we can get by with only renting one apartment, and like we just each have a wall, right, for our furniture. And like my room is the one wall, and John's is the other, and like it's no problem.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay. So you go up, there are a series of windows, like those big warehouse windows where they're kind of like that dirty, kind of like paned glass that stretches really far. That's basically almost the entire wall here. Okay. And you guys have to go up and you have to kind of like that for the glass. You see right on the other side of the window, you see like a steel metal gantry that goes all the way from the east to the west. On the second floor, right underneath the window that you're at. Looking down into the room, it's shadowy, but it is still lit. You see naked bulbs hanging from like the ceilings, and about half of them are lit. You see 4 more of those faceless figures standing stock still with submachine guns out in those blue jumpers. On the opposite wall, on the southern wall, you see a matching gantry underneath the same set of windows. And then in the corner where you can see on the far wall, sitting on the floor at the like southeast corner and the southwest corner, you see what looks like a machine gun on a tripod with like a camera mounted to it that is slowly panning across the room like this.
Are the guys in jumpsuits on the gantry or on the main floor?
They're on the main floor.
Okay. Is there any dry cleaning equipment?
There is nothing in that room except for the dudes and the automated turrets.
Huh.
Do they look like I mean, we can see a camera and a machine gun, and they're motorized and they're moving around. There's nobody behind them. They are
Automated, it seems.
fully automated.
So, like if the doors were opened on the ground floor and something came in, they would be coming in behind the turreted guns, right?
So you can see 2 turrets, right, on the opposite wall, on the southern wall. So if a car were to come in, both those turrets would have clear lines of shots of anything that comes in through that door.
Okay.
And we can't, because of the angle that we're looking from a window, we can't tell if there are mirrored turrets under our own wall.
Correct. You cannot tell.
There could be, we don't know, but there are at least 2 and possibly 4.
Correct.
But I think the main thing to notice here is that there's nothing in there but death.
They're like a little office cubicle or a staircase or something that leads down to another level, or is there a level above us?
So on the far eastern wall, you see another set of large double doors, dead center in that eastern wall. And I'll give this to you, although it's dubious whether or not you'd be able to see it. To the north of that double door, there is a small like office door.
Is there a gangway up on this level? Like,
Yes.
There's a walkway?
Gantry.
Like a gantry.
Anyway, gantry, same thing in this case, I think.
Yes.
And is there stairs leading up to these gantries?
Yes.
Just like
There are-
metal tread kind of industrial stairs.
Exactly. Very industrial. And it basically it's kind of like built like a fire escape kind of thing where there's like a staircase right in the middle of the gantry that goes down to the ground level. Right. So the staircase doesn't jut out into the main room. It just basically goes underneath it.
Underneath the zigzags. Here's another important question for you, Mike. These the panels of the window that we're looking through. If we look out, are any of these panels of glass missing or broken, or are any of these windows kind of like openable? Are they any of them open?
Yeah, like a lot of those old factories, right? They kind of have that hinge where they can kind of swing up like that, swing up from the top, maybe like 45 degrees kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we just
are
do the
some
obvious and
open?
slip in and camouflage, slurp our way over to the office?
Here's my reason why. It's what I want to do, but I just want to bring this up. Those guns could be infrared capable or something like that. And we would, we're squids. We're not warm blooded. We would take on the temperature of the surrounding area.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's find out.
There's no way to find out.
We could also slurp our way and then throw a distraction in the opposite direction before we slip into the office, something like that, if we're worried.
The thing that I'm worried about is, let's say we can get into the office this way, unless we can disable those machine guns somehow, we will live in that office then.
Why don't we go back down the wall, go to the east end of the building, and there may be, if there's an office at that end, there may be a way to get into that office from the east end.
We know there's 2 double doors there.
The 2 double doors, we don't know where they go, but there's a door in the northeast corner on the east wall, right, Mike?
Correct.
And that goes into, presumably, let's say an office on the other side of that wall. So we should just go around the end of the building to be on the other side of that wall and see what we see.
Sure.
Yeah, see if there's a window directly to the office. Let's go do it.
Right. Okay, so we'll slurp down and slurp along the edge of the building until we get around to the east end.
Okay. There is no access point to where you think that office would be from the exterior of the building.
Is there any kind of basement access from outside the building? Those kind of like big heavy steel doors that open up in the sidewalk.
Yeah, you can do like a circumlocation. What is that? I can't pronounce that word.
Let's search the perimeter.
Right. What you do find, which is interesting, is that in the back, in the southeastern corner of the building, you see just large piles of rock and dirt, as if something has been excavated, and just all the detritus has been dumped here in the back of the building.
So they could have dug under, and this is just the place where they dumped all the stuff that they dug out. Okay.
Are there any vehicles around nearby? Like
in a parking lot in a parking lot to the south, you see like 3 more of those white panel vans that say King's Dry Cleaning on them.
Mm-hmm.
We could rig one up to smash through the doors and run down the length of the hallway, and while we run into the basement, something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Or would you prefer the stealth mode? I mean, we are pretty stealthy. It might be to our advantage.
We saw an entrance to a basement.
Well, we're assuming the office door is, in fact, I'm assuming the office door leads to a basement because of the piles of rock someone's been excavating.
I think we should do stealth until we can't do stealth, and then you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I'm all for the distraction, but I don't think we should be drawing attention at all if we don't have to.
Okay.
So let's slip in.
Let's see. And if we do slip in, and our goal is the office, is that office in plain view of the machine guns that we saw?
The machine guns that you saw look like they traverse all the way over to the doorway of that office. The 4 figures that are standing there in their blue jumpsuits are just basically standing stock still with their submachine guns, kind of like that rest mode, just kind of like slung like this, all staring at the double doors that go out
to the west.
To the west. They have not turned their heads once. They have not like scratched their asses. They have not like shuffled their feet. They are just standing stock still.
They're probably just waiting for the van.
If we went up the north wall at the eastern corner, we'd be as close as to the door as we could possibly get. Come in the window and just come straight down the wall. We don't even need the staircase. We just come stealth down the wall.
Yeah.
And we're right at the door and possibly on top of a machine gun nest. We'll find out. What do you think?
That's right. Let's do it.
Okay. So we'll go up the north wall on the east corner.
Okay.
We'll come in the window and see, and then reassess based on what we see.
Okay. Are you going along the ceiling or are you going along the gantry-way?
We don't need to go along the entryway. If we come in at the very eastern corner.
That's what I want to know, right? You're going into the interior window.
We go up.
And then you're going on the interior wall, but you're not ever going down onto the gantry. You're not going to crawl along the gantry, right?
No,
we want to come down the wall. Yeah.
All right, cool. When you guys do that and you're on the wall, you can see that there are red laser lights across the floor of the gantry from one point to the other.
Mm-hmm.
And when you come through, the gantryway is kind of like a metal that you can like a slotted metal, like that kind of like so you can see below it.
Yep.
And indeed, you can see that there is in that northeast corner and the northwest corner, there are 2 more turrets.
So it is 4, like we thought. Okay.
And they are actively traversing back and forth, back and forth.
They are correct.
Okay. Can they, do they appear to be fixed field of fire? Can they elevate? Or can we tell?
Which one of you guys is the mechanically inclined one?
Me.
That's John.
John.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, John, you can easily tell that they can traverse maybe about 45 degrees up. So the ones on like the north wall, for instance, could shoot along the southern gantry, but the ones on the north wall would not be able to shoot into the gantry above them, right? So they can't go straight up. They can't do like 90 degrees straight up, but they could, shoot like the ceiling area of like the other side of the warehouse.
Why don't we creep down right behind one?
Yeah.
And then just move along the wall, shuffle along the wall to the.
Everyone make me a prowl check. And it's going to be at that same -20 penalty.
I got a 53.
30.
35. So I think we're good.
Cool. You can, I'll do that. No problem. Nothing even twitches. John, what are your mechanical skills again?
Basic mechanics of 50, automotive mechanics 60, and I also have electronics and mathematics both at 40.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make me a mechanics check, please?
Basic.
I'm wondering if we could disarm one of these guns, maybe.
I got an 01.
Holy shit.
There
Okay,
you
you
go.
can tell that the reason why you guys are taking penalties on your prowl checks for these is that the cameras are both thermographic and motion detecting.
Shit.
Okay.
But that's the question though. We don't give off heat, right?
Well, yeah. This is why. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the fucking. Once a squid becomes anthropomorphic, is it cold blooded? I don't know. But whatever. But those two things are what's giving you guys a -20 to your penalty. But you're still extremely stealthy, right? So I think you only can fail if you roll over a 90 or something like that. So you also see that there is a control panel on the back of the gun that you are behind.
I have computer operations. Is that something that I could use to see if I can hack into the computer terminal on the controls on this machine gun to maybe see if I can get the master control for all the other ones too?
So you could definitely spend some time to do that. Are you going to do that right where you are? You need to be at that control panel to be able to manipulate it.
The control panel am I out in the open? How visible am I?
You guys are all basically tucked into you're all squished into the little spot behind the machine gun turret. So the one that you're behind is actually giving you cover from all the other ones.
I'm willing to bet that you could probably disable this one fairly easily, but then you probably have to get into the office to do all of them and like a computer terminal. Yeah.
Well, can't hurt to disable this one then. So I will try to I'll try to do that.
I think you should.
Okay, I've got 70 in computer operations, and I roll a 78.
Nice.
That's higher than a 70, apparently.
That is higher. Okay, so you fail. You basically it gives off like a squawk, like whoop, 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 and it seems to be trying to train its gun around, but it seems to be jittery. The other machine guns immediately train their way onto the one that you're behind, and are locked in at that. And they're all going, boop, 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 and the 4 figures in the middle stay stock still.
I say we all let loose with an ink spray and just smoke screen our way into the office. Like they won't be able to target lock us or anything.
Well,
it would be like a huge cloud if there was 3 of us.
I didn't go before we left, so we can do this 4 times a day, Mike?
4 times a day, yeah.
4 times a day.
I haven't done any. I'm really kind of backed up.
Just so you know, some squid species do have specialized iridophore cells in their skin that can reflect near infrared spectrum. So that's pretty cool. I like being a squid. All right. Yeah, I think the ink cloud is pretty obvious, but if anything's going to baffle the guns, it's like a pretty thick cloud of ink at that point. I would think it would block a lot.
I don't think there's no way that they could pick us up with any sort of sensors in a cloud like that, right?
I mean, they might have a fail-safe shoot first and hope you hit.
Yeah, I mean, they could totally just spray, but But I mean, in the meantime, we blow our ink and then we slip into the office.
Yeah,
and we don't just sit there.
Well, before we do anything else, does the door look? It's like a regular door, like one of those fire crash bar things? Does it look like it's got an ordinary doorknob? Like
you're talking about the office door?
Yeah,
it literally looks like it looks like a warehouse's office door, right? So it's going to have some metal and some stickers on there being like Union 104, stuff stuck on it. No window in it, and just a regular handle.
So
as long as it doesn't say authorized personnel only, then I think we should go.
So we don't want the guns or the thugs to see the door open. So we want to spray in a huge radius in that corner that also covers the door.
Yeah.
Right. And we're going to slip in behind, in the midst of that ink cloud, we're going to slip in.
Okay.
Max spread spray. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So it all kind of goes, it all goes like a big black, gross cloud all over the place. You guys open the door and you duck into that office space. No problem. And then you hear the sound of gunfire just riddle the corner that you guys just left. Just, And you hear like bang, 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 and then you hear like a small explosion as the turret right outside the door explodes.
Nice.
Oh, great.
So let's lock the door, barricade it.
Okay.
If we can.
Right. So you're in this room now. So let me tell you what this
Filing cabinet or anything?
No, yeah, there's filing cabinets you can use. This room is dusty and dirty, but you see a brand new and very complicated computer terminal sitting under a window in the south wall. The window looks out on a lift that travels down a long, steep slope far underground. So when I'm saying lift, it's like a platform that's on like cogwheel tracks that goes like this all the way down like something into the darkness. You can't really see down the tunnel. Yeah, exactly like that, Ted. Like something for carrying like heavy equipment up and down like a very steep grade. You can't see very far down the tunnel because the window is fairly small. But it does not look like this computer terminal was designed to be in that room originally.
Okay. Yeah, I want to take a look at that computer. I got my bad roll out of the way. Log on. I'll log on. See, what does it look like when I turn the thing on or jiggle the mouse? Does it wake up?
Yeah, there's no mouse involved. It's like hundreds of buttons and like, screens that are like, flickering with green light. And it's going to take you just about a minute to figure it out. Go ahead and make your computer operations check.
Okay. That one I passed with a 56.
Nice.
Okay. So you pass it. Now you can see that if you had failed that, it would have triggered another alarm. You can also see that the other things that this lift does or what this terminal does is that it primes the lift outside the window to be able to be operated. Without using this terminal, it can't be used.
Okay. So I get that lift ready for us to use it.
You also find basically like what detaches from the computer terminal, a security tablet that you assume.
Cool.
Yeah, I will yoink that then.
Shut them
Okay.
down.
It's like an
Shut
iPad.
them
Like an
all
iPad.
down.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah, you're gonna have to make a computer check again to be able to access that tablet.
Okay.
You're probably gonna have to make a computer check every time you try to use this for something, just so you know, Matt.
Okay, that's fine. I will take a check. And that is a zeros. I guess are all zeros? Are we calling that 100?
Yeah, that's 100, baby.
Well, that's what I rolled on that one.
Okay. Well, that's okay. It doesn't mean you can't ever use it again. It just means that you did not get access to it this time. Correct.
Okay.
Okay.
Is there any like papers or anything like that, or plans or something that gives an indication of what they're up to?
Nothing like that.
Okay. Let's get down that
take
shaft.
a bunch of cell phone pictures and text them to Sam Dean.
Oh, okay.
Good plan.
Cool. Okay.
You're going to go out through the window?
Yeah.
Okay.
The window
goes
takes
into
us
the
to
elevator area.
Elevator
Yeah,
thing, right?
basically it goes right through the south and right above the computer terminal. It opens up into the shaft with the railway thing.
So the eastern wall double doors would gain access to that area.
Correct.
So we're like in a control room
Correct.
looking out. Okay, so if we can go through the window, does it open or do we have to smash it?
It doesn't open. You'll have to smash it. Not a hard thing to do. It just will make noise. But you hear a hammering on the door outside now.
Who is it?
I'm going to throw a chair through the window.
Okay. You whip a chair through the window. It smashes. It lands with a clatter on the platform below.
Okay.
You guys going to go out after the chair?
Should we wait a second
it's
to
all
see if
primed.
those
It should
double
be
doors
ready to
open,
go.
though? If we wait a second, those double doors might open. And those droids out there will look down and they won't see anybody. Maybe they go down the shaft we follow.
Those double doors are only opened by the computer terminal that Matt already accessed.
Then we should go through the window.
Okay.
I mean, you can open the double doors from that terminal if you want.
No, I'd rather not have the droids come in.
Okay.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
just
the
get
double
down there.
doors open to the room. Yeah.
Can we take
Okay.
our last break and then we can play for the last half hour?
Yep.
Okay. Let's do that real quick and we will be right back. All right, we are back. Bladders empty, beers full.
Okay. So you guys are standing on this platform. You've primed it with the control room, and now there is a small, there is basically a small panel on the lift that you're standing on, which basically just makes it go up and down.
I'm really training certified, so I'm going to hit down.
Okay. It makes a large and then slowly begins to descend down the thing.
I keep my Uzi pointed upwards just in case our guys.
Oh, behind you kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead, Matt.
I was going to say, I just want to take cover on the inside of the gate or wall of this elevator or whatever, so that if they shoot from the doors, I'll have some cover.
Does it have one? Is it just a flat platform, or is there like a cage around it, or are there like
just a flat platform? It looks like it has not been designed for any kind of like human safety protocols at all. So
I stay camouflage then.
Yeah, I'm going to just flump down to the bottom, right up at the front edge with my eyes just kind of looking over, and go total camo.
Cool. It basically descends. It takes about 5, maybe even 10 minutes to go down. It's going down much farther than you ever would have expected. Yeah. But it finally creaks to a halt. Now, the interesting thing is that you can see that at the end of the tunnel, there is a thing in the roof that has a series of spikes that was designed to swing down like this and hit anybody that was on the platform if you had not triggered it properly in the control room. So you guys
Dr. Evil type shit. All right.
Yeah. You guys are you feel moisture in the air. You feel a lot of moisture in the air at the end. And you can see right beyond this platform, you can see a large shadowy lit room filled with water, and another steel gantry-way that stretches from the east, which is where you are, all the way to the west, where you see another room beyond it. You can tell that there are more of those laser light things stretching across the gantry-way and periodically. And then to the north and to the south, you see man-made islands that are elevated about 3-4 feet up out of the water, that have another gun turret and one of the faceless security people standing next to it.
Okay. I'm going to try again to use the security tablet to see if I can find a way to deactivate those.
How far are we from the water?
You're basically standing at the water's edge.
Okay. So I am rolling against computers a 70. I rolled a 53.
Okay. And 53. Okay. You can deactivate the, you can't deactivate the people, but you can deactivate the turrets. You realize that if you had done a little bit better, you can see that the tablet also has the ability to put the turrets in friendly mode. Where you can control them. But you have to be really good at your security tablet use for that. So you can deactivate them. Are you going to do that?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. You see them both kind of go, and just the barrels point down at the ground. But when they do that, both the security people bring their guns up to bear like this and begin scanning around for movement.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand this. So we've come down the ramp. We're at this water. There's some islands. So we're facing east still?
You're facing to the east, and you can see there at the far end of the gantry. This is a pretty big room, but at the far end of the gantry, you can see another room beyond it.
Like off to the east?
To the east, correct.
And to the north and south?
That's where those just walls. Eventually, you just see like rough hewn walls.
All right. I'm going to try and slip into the water and go deep fast.
Okay. Are you all going to do that?
Yeah. I'm gonna do that, but I'm going to take something that I have. I'll take one of those flashlights that I had before, and I'm going to toss it so that it's going to splash into the water. A few yards away from where I'm slipping into the water. So there'll be a loud source of splash to mask my quiet entry into the water.
Okay. Are you turning it on first or no?
Yeah, I'll give them something to really shoot at. I'll flick it on as I toss it out, so they'll see this like flashlight go into the water.
Okay. And what about you, John? What are you doing?
I slip in with Robert Leponge.
Okay. All of you, and Matt, are you going into the water as well? You can throw the flashlight and still do a move.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
All of you make a prowl roll for me, and just tell me if you get. Actually, you know what? Just tell me if you get 100. Basically, you guys are so stealthy.
No, 70.
32.
Okay. All right, perfect. All right, both of the security people just open up on that flashlight as it's flying through the air. From the sound of the gunfire, it sounds like they're larger caliber weapons than their submachine guns from before.
That flashlight belonged to the restaurant. I can't believe you would blow it up in this way.
Misuse of company property.
That's right.
In the water, you guys don't need to make any kind of checks for your swim. You're pretty good swimmers. What a surprise!
Pretty good.
But you feel a current, a strange current that you were not expecting. That's down deeper in the water, and it seems to be a current that goes from the south towards the northeastern wall.
And we're in Queens?
Yes, you're in Queens.
We're in Queens. So City Field? Should we investigate or continue to the other side?
Well, I'm wondering, I'll just ask, Mike, does this feel like a major current, like water main kind of thing, or like a stream?
It's a strong current, but it seems like it's kind of low, like it's moving all of the water, right? But you guys are so good underwater that you hear the growl of machinery, and you feel that the jet coming from the south wall is stronger than it would be if it was natural.
Yeah. So pumps.
Does it seem to be some kind of like, I think we could tell, as sea creatures, is this seawater? Is this water is this like brackish. Industrial coolant water?
Brackish. It's brackish water, and it's very polluted.
Oh, okay. I need a bath. Yeah. I wonder if they're using it for cooling or something.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe it leads to like a pipe or a tunnel or something like that gets us like a secret entrance into the heart of darkness sort of thing.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we see what's on the north or the eastern shore first, and then we try that. Because I don't want to get chopped up by fan blades.
Okay.
All right. Yes, you guys easily swim across the room. You don't need to make any more prowl checks. You can sploom your way up the wall and look through the window or look through the doorway.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Sploogy.
Okay.
That'll work.
Right on the other side of the doorway, you see another laser light stretching from one side to the other. This is a large industrial-sized room. On the far eastern wall, you see a series of tubes, and inside those tubes, you see humanoid shapes stacked like 3 or 4 deep, leaning against the wall. Lights and like small cables go up to all of the tubes. Ducking your head around the corner, you see an iron cage in the southwestern corner with more humanoid shapes in it, kind of like being very still, but being very quiet, just kind of looking through the bars. On the very southern wall, what's that?
It's the Matrix. This is the beginnings of the Matrix.
Very gradient descent.
Yeah. On the inside those tubes, you can even see your friends Thelma and Sam are in the 2 tubes that are at the northernmost wall.
Thelma and Sam
are in them.
Yeah.
In the southwest corner of the room, you see the steel cage with rows of bunk beds inside. Packed inside, you see more people. You recognize some of them as being prominent actors and politicians and news anchors. And then on a large metallic pedestal in the southern wall, you see a large box covered in tubes and circuits and what looks like a large 1980s console television mounted on top. On the screen is a petulant face glaring down into the room. On top of the wooden console television is a crown of some sort that looks like it's made from mashed precious jewels and jewelry that have been stomped into shape. You can kind of see that there's watches and bracelets and class rings that have been flattened and fashioned into a crown.
That's cool. It's very TMNT sort of arch villain. Yeah, that's cool. I could definitely picture that. And he's petulant, and is he staring at us, or
he's just glaring down in the room and just kind of like panning his eyes around? But it's very like Dr. Whovian, like it's like just a face in the TV screen that's just like this, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what's his body made out of again?
It's just basically a large cube covered in cables and circuits.
Okay, so it's just sitting there. Okay.
Is this
blow it up? Stab
we
it?
should
Pull the plugs?
Let's see. I want like if we so we can see right on the other side. So the door's still closed, right? We're just looking through the little window and we can kind of see.
There's no door.
There's no door.
It's an open archway into.
You said there was a window.
No, I did not say there's a window. I said there's a red light right on the far side of this archway. There's no door. Okay. There's no window. There's no like you guys are looking through the archway.
Can we trace like
arch?
Can we trace his circuitry? Like does it lead to like a control node or some sort of box? The whole
pedestal is covered in circuitry, but you don't see that it leads to like a power box. But what you do see is that coming through the north wall and the south wall, you see large like metallic pipes that are dripping water and condensation, leading to the base of his pedestal on both sides.
So it's coolant or possibly a turbine. He might be doing turbine power.
Yeah,
are there big valves we could like turn off the water?
Or we could go back into the water and fuck around with the actual pump, right?
That was my second idea. Yeah.
To stop the circulation. Obviously, it needs to be circulated. It's probably a cooling system, like Ted was saying earlier.
Mm-hmm.
If we could stop whatever's making the cooling work, he'll overheat. And
let's try that first.
Let's do it.
I don't want to go in there. So let's try that. At least
weaken him, yeah.
Okay. What are you guys going to do? The current goes from the south to the north.
So why don't we go check the source of the current?
Yep.
Yeah.
First.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we could use our adhesion tentacles stuff to make sure that we don't get swept away by the current, like grabbing
we're sticking to the underwater
walls. Exactly.
Like as if we were like squids or something, sticking onto things. I mean, it's amazing.
Correct.
All right. You guys go underwater and you find basically what looks like a conduit in the southern wall with water just jetting out of it, kind of like into your face. It's warm. It's extremely warm. And the farther south you go, the warmer that water gets. It's good that you're sticking to basically the floor of the thing or the walls, because otherwise you would have a hard time swimming against that current.
I tell you what, guys, that team of badgers that works at Shake Shack could never have handled this mission.
So true. We were meant for this job.
That's right. All right. Fucking badgers.
But warm is not what we expected, right?
No, it's not, unless it's recirculating somehow. But it
gets a little warmer as I pee. Yeah.
Computer guy. If it is like a coolant system, then the chamber to the north is sucking in the water, bringing it somewhere, having it absorb heat, and then shooting it back out into this pool.
Maybe
part. Yeah.
Oh, we don't have to we could just like on the intake, we can just block the intake. I think that would be the easiest thing to do.
Right. Exactly. Yep.
Right.
Yep. Let's do that.
Yeah. Why don't we have so we don't see any valves or any way to close this part off. Is that right?
No, there's no mechanical section. It's just an opening.
All right. So let's go look at the north end and again, sticking to the floor and the walls and not getting sucked in as best we can.
And that's actually really smart again, because you probably would have been hoovered in. The current going into that conduit, which is on the eastern wall, but in the northeast corner, is very strong. Again, you don't see any mechanicals on the in the room, in the section of the area that you're in. No way that you can see to shut off the flow valve or anything like that.
So we just need like a very large object.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that elevator. Can we take the decking off of that, maybe?
Yeah.
Well, how big is the opening, Mike?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's big enough for a small creature, so like you guys could easily fit into it, but it's only maybe like 3 feet wide.
Do we need like a 3-foot piece of steel and a bunch of Gorilla Glue or something.
Those Mike, you mentioned the little islands, right? That were in this thing. What are those made of? Are those piles of rock or those piles of dirt? Are they?
They look like piles of rock. It looks like this room was rough hewn. And in fact, when you were kind of going along the floor, you're noticing that there's a lot of rubble and boulders on the bottom.
Yeah.
The opening. Would you say that if I were, like hold my thumb up and I'm going to do that sort of gauge the estimated size, could I use one of the androids to clog the hole?
Yes.
Why don't we dry gulch one of these poor little guys? We come up behind him and just pull him right in, murder him, and stuff him in the hole.
Some Martin Sheen from Apocalypse Now just
absolutely, except more comedic.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
we can do that.
You guys can do that. I'm going to say all three of you teaming up. You can just grab him. You can see that he's got an assault rifle in his arms this time, and he's still panning around looking for movement over at the entranceway. And you just grab him and like just drown him basically. Like you can see that he's also a robot when you're struggling with him in close quarters, and you just jam him into the hole. He's not going to be able to shut off all the water, but he definitely, by folding him in half and jamming him in ass first, you can basically choke off like the vast majority of the water.
I'm going to use his own assault rifle to kind of push him in a little further.
Boop, boop, boop.
Well, we can also like take some loose rocks that are on the inside and just like plug the extra holes around the
cavities.
Yeah, if there's like silt or gravel or anything we could shove in there.
Yep.
Really try and block it up. Whoa. Yeah. There we go. Try and block it up as much as possible.
Yeah. Okay. You have successfully blocked it up. What are you going to do now? Let's go. Come on.
All right. Let's go back to the doorway, I guess, and take a look and see what the robot controller man is doing.
Yeah. Is he in distress?
He is basically, you see him kind of flickering. He's like, zap. Something is wrong with my coolant system, David. Go and fix it.
David, no. The return of David.
Oh, no.
What have you made David out to be this time?
Can we see a David?
Is he like Igor or something?
He cannot be reasoned with. He cannot be bargained with. And he absolutely will not stop until you admit that Blood Meridian is the best book ever written. Unfolding from behind an area behind the dice is a large robotic figure with like clawed arms and a small humanoid head popped right on top. So it's a giant metal robot body with a small humanoid head popped right on top.
Okay. Okay.
And
wait, how is it on top, Mike?
Huh?
How did it get on top? Oh,
that's also very TMNT. I could see that too.
It's very ragged along the bottom, as if it had been blown off at some point, but then stuck onto this giant robot body. And David turns and bows to the king and says, "Your wish is my command. My only desire is to become one with you." And he stomps off towards the door. And he snaps his claws, or he clanks his claws, and two of the security robot guys come with him. And he stops like at the doorway. You guys are like right there. They're looking at him, but you're like ninjas, right? And he goes, "Something has blocked the intake. Go and unclog it." The robots immediately kind of walk off to the gantry and just drop into the water. And you see them splash into the water below you.
We should take the TV guy hostage or something, or cut his feed or something.
All right. So how about this? I've got the guy's assault rifle that we just killed, right? How about I attract David's attention and one or both of you guys go in behind him and go fuck up the master controller. Like if I got on my back and kind of paddle with my tentacles and use my automatic rifle to shoot at this guy as I'm paddling away, would lure David away.
That sounds reasonable. David might kick your ass, but I'm
going away.
That's what it's for. Right?
Yeah.
The lasers across the thing, are they still up, or are they down because David came across?
They actually deactivate as he approaches.
Okay, and they're down now.
Yeah.
Okay, so this plan, I like it. I like this plan.
All right, so I'll just pop up, start spraying bullets at David, and swimming backwards towards the elevator as fast as I can.
Okay. So the two rope security guys are in the water trying to get their friend out of the conduit. John and Matt, you guys are going up the wall and along the ceiling or the high wall or to go into the room?
I want to go, around the wall. I don't want to necessarily go on the wall. Or on the ceiling. I want to take the wall. I'm going to get to where I can start cutting some of these cables that are leading up to the TV guy.
Oh, the water cables?
No. So
you said that he had all kinds of like cables leading out from him on this giant platform.
Oh, okay. So you're going to go and attack the king, basically. You just go and okay, cool. All right. And John, what are you doing? I'm sorry.
But wait, Matt won't do that until David has moved up some, so he won't see them go in, right?
Yeah, I mean, right. You're going to make a prowl check to see if you can sneak by it, basically, right? John, what is your plan?
I'm going to sneak sort of like, I guess, on the opposite side that Billy is.
Okay.
Camouflage, and I think I wanted to get my prehensile tentacle at the farthest distance and actually yoink his crown off of his TV head.
Okay. Now this is an industrial size room, so you're going to have to go a lot closer than.
Okay.
You're going to have to go well into the room, right? So
that's fine. I will do that.
Yeah. All right. So I'm just going to call this a surprise round because they don't know you're there. So Ted, you can just basically now I'm gonna. The one thing I have to tell you is you do not have weapon proficiency with this assault rifle type thing, right? So it's not to say you can't do it. Okay, you can use whatever weapon you want. You just are not going to get the same level of benefits that you would get from it normally, right? So you're going to be basically making a strike
to distract him, really. So if I hit him, great.
Right. Okay, cool. So go ahead and make a strike check for the 3-round burst, or for the like the burst, and just tell me what you get.
I rolled a 15.
You roll a 15. That's actually great. Okay. He does not get, that means you're going to hit. So go ahead and roll 66 for the damage.
Ooh, 6, 10, 17.
Okay. All right. 3. Okay. You basically light it up. So, and it's like,
man.
Master, my liege, there are enemies here. Have at thee. And he ducks back behind the door, not really wanting to sit there and get shot by you. So he is no longer like going to be, well, hold on. I'm sorry. We have to, this is a surprise round. So we'll see if he wins initiative next time. Matt, this room is massive. So even moving full speed, you're only going to be able to traverse like that northern wall and then basically get cover behind those tubes that are on the eastern wall.
Okay. That sounds great.
Cool. And John, you are basically doing the same thing from the other wall. You're going to basically only going to be able to get down to behind the cage where you see all the people are basically locked up.
Okay.
Okay. So neither of you guys are going to be able to get to the king this time. Okay. And that's going to be the surprise round. Now it's going to be initiative. And tell me what you guys get. You do not have any modifiers for your initiative.
16.
I got a 17.
I got a 15.
Hey.
All right.
Hey, look at
So
us.
it's basically going to be all three of you guys. And then David is going to get to go. Okay. Oof. This dice has to go to, you're in timeout. Okay. And turret. All right. What you could not see before is that on that, sitting between like the entranceway, which is at the northeast corner, and the cage, which is in the southeast corner, there is another turret. The two security guys that were in there, they are gone. David is basically standing by the entranceway. So the order is going to be King, you three, David, turret. Okay. So King on his turn is going to say, where's my cool dialogue? Who do you think you are barging in here like this? Do you not know who I am? You disgusting creatures should be on what passes for your knees. I am the future, Lord of this world. I am King. David, destroy them if they do not kneel to me by the time I count to 10. And then all the lights in the room flare bright, bright, bright. And your camouflage, you guys can still sneak, you can still do that kind of stuff, but it's going to be a lot less effective. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that is what he does. And now it's all three of you.
John?
Right.
No, I think it's Billy first.
Oh, Matt rolled a 17?
Yeah.
That was John.
All right. I am going to I'm going to try to take control of the machine gun, Mike. I'm going to use my tablet and see if I can take control of the machine gun.
Do it. Minus 30 to your check.
Okay. Well, I rolled a 34 on that.
That's going to do it.
My target. Yeah, my target was a 70. So
anything below a 40 and you can take control of it. Okay. So that's your action is to take control of it. I mean, you can use your other action. It was your action to you use one action, Matt, to use a computer check, right?
Yeah.
Your other action will either be spent to move if you're still trying to move or to command it to do something.
Okay. I'm going to command it to shoot David in the ass.
Got it. Let's see how many rounds it's going to last. I'm going to roll a D4. It was going to do it this round, and then it will go back to its own control. Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack for it. It has a +4 to attack.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
That's wild. That basically, like, with that, you're going to double your damage. And the security turret is going to do 46 points of damage.
Ooh. Okay, so do I roll 4 and then double that, or just roll 8?
Roll 46 and then double it.
Okay, not bad, not bad. That's 10. That is 16. Ooh. So 32 points of damage.
Oh, my goodness.
I need to check something.
That's all she wrote for David.
Not quite.
Is he not dead to us yet?
No, he's not dead to you yet. He also has. I have to see how this works because I rolled a 16 on my dodge and he has a +4. So I have to see if a crit can be dodged.
I'm going to go out on a limb and just say no.
But only for NPCs. PCs can dodge on a crit.
Right, pretty sure that
seems pretty sure that's how it goes. I don't write the rule. I mean, it's just the rules. I don't make them.
I would love it if you guys could help me look up rules, but you can't.
Dodge. Yeah,
a dodge is when a character. The defender must roll better than the attacker's strike roll on a 20-sided die. If the attacker rolls a natural number to critical strike, the defender's dodge must be a naturally equal to or higher.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically he needs a 20 to basically dodge.
On the die.
So you just basically, and David just has giant gaping holes. But he's not dead yet. Good job. That was actually, you did a lot of damage though. Okay.
That's awesome.
I am.
So now, I'm sorry, that was Matt, and who else is going?
John.
It's me next. So Issa is going to. I don't know how far away I am from the king.
You can get there this turn
with a move action.
Yeah.
Okay, so with a move, I'll move as far enough away that the length of my prehensile tentacle can get to him, like 12 yards, I guess, right? And I'm going to attempt to yank off his crown and put it on my head.
You just yoink it off. Yoink.
Yeah.
All right. It's as I described below. It'll fit perfectly. It'll be a little bit big for you. You're going to kind of wear it at like a jaunty angle. Yeah. So, and your head is kind of mushy anyway, so it doesn't really sit well.
You can wear it like a belt.
It looks like basically like anything that was of value of the prisoners in the cage just got stepped on until it was like nice and mushed together and then was bent into like a crown shape.
Cool. So I put it on my head and then I turn around and I splay my tentacles, my mouth tentacles wide. And I say, "Hail to the king, baby." And you get and then my sac starts to pulse for next round.
All right. Wow. Did everybody go, or Ted, you still have to go, right?
I got to go.
Ted still has to go.
So I'm going to take another shot at David.
You can't. He ducked around the corner. He's got full cover from you. If you're like out in the other room.
No, he hasn't done anything yet because
It's not his turn yet. Yeah.
not his turn.
This was our surprise.
Oh, right. You're right.
I get to shoot him.
Okay.
Ahem. Well, no, I do not get to shoot him. The bullets go spray wild as I panic and dive too soon into the deeps to hide.
Okay.
I definitely missed. I rolled a 1, Mike.
All right. Sounds good. You roll a 1. We're just going to say that gun basically jams and you're not sure how to fix it because you don't have proficiency with it.
Yeah, so I just let it go.
Okay.
And I just zoop straight down.
Okay. You do that. Now it is actually he's going to finally get to do something. David basically turns, sees you wearing the crown, John, bends down as if he's like a bull with his claws like right out in front of you and just charges at max speed across the room from you.
Shit. I thought he was kneeling to me. Oh, well.
Oops.
He's like, King, I'll get him for you. And off he goes.
I am your king. Oh, shit.
Okay, let's see here. He is going to, don't forget, John, you have your entangle and you have your automatic parry.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
He's going to charge. So because he charges with this, it's an ability that I gave him. He gets to do an extra D6 of damage and he has 4 actions plus an auto parry. So first one is going to be an 18.
Okay, what is the auto parry? How does that work?
The auto parry is just like a free parry. So basically you have to have a melee weapon out, which we're going to say you have your baton in one hand and you can parry with unarmed. It doesn't matter. You can parry. You basically either are trying to parry. You just got to roll a 20-sided with your modifier that's higher than his attack roll. And he got an 18.
Even with an auto parry? I have to start the roll?
Auto parry it's basically a free parry. It doesn't mean it automatically parries.
Okay, then I'm going to do
it doesn't take one of your actions to do.
I'm going to try the entangle then because I have the advantage on that one, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to do that. That's still rolling parry though, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
basically.
Nat 20. It's 23.
Nice. You basically have one of his claws entangled. And shit. Now what can you do?
Kneel to me, David.
Oh, he's going to try and hit you with a stun fist. His other hand comes circling around and is going to try and hit you with a stun fist. And that is going to be a 14.
Okay.
Do you have any other actions left for defense? You did one move action and you have 2 actions. So you've used both your actions.
Okay.
So you're going to get funked. You're basically going to take, I need you to make a saving throw. Okay.
Okay.
And saving throws, let me look at your character really quick. You have a physical endurance.
Mm-hmm.
You get a plus 12%. How does that fucking work?
Well, stunned? Like, what is this? Like, I'm getting a stun fist? I'm getting a fist to the face, right?
Basically, you're making a save against toxins, or you'll be distracted for like a couple of rounds, which means that you get disadvantage on a bunch of things.
So 12%?
Yeah, just roll a percentile.
Okay. Not a great chance, but we'll see here.
No, you're not trying to get a 12, Sean.
Oh.
This is actually I think I fucked up writing the rules down. I might have crossed my make a D20 check and you're trying to get a DC 12. Just make a DC 12 defense check.
Okay.
And we'll give you a +2 to it for your physical endurance.
I did not make it. I rolled a 3.
Okay. So basically you're going to be distracted for 1 to 2 rounds for 2 rounds, which means you're going to have a -2 on all your strikes, parries, and dodge.
Okay.
For 2 rounds.
Got it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And damage. And you're going to take 7 points of damage to your SDC.
Okay.
Right. And that's it. That's what he's got left. He's got one more action in the bank in case he has to do a defense. And the turret already went. Did the turret go this turn?
Yeah, I took control of it.
Yeah, I should have had it go on its turn. But anyway, okay, cool. So top of the initiative, King basically is like, David, you fool, you're doing this terribly. Hit them harder. And that's all he does. It is your 3 turn.
Really?
I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to take control of the turret again. I'm going to use my tablet, and I'm going to roll really good. Or really bad. I rolled a 100 again. That's
Jeez.
2 100s
That's crazy.
in the same session.
That's brutal,
yeah,
dude.
yeah,
All right.
that's not great.
You lose control of the turret, and it begins to train on you.
Oh, I don't want that to happen. It's a good
no,
thing that I have 1 action left. I guess I'm going to save that to.
Okay.
Or is there any place in here where I can get cover from it so that it can't shoot me?
You were on the north wall, correct? Wait, you went behind the tubes. You're behind the tubes.
Yeah. So can it even shoot me?
It can definitely shoot towards you. I mean, you'll get some sort of cover bonus from it, but yeah.
Okay, then I will. I'll stay there. I'll wait, and then I can use the. Oh yeah, but can I get to the point where the king is between me and the turret?
Yes.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. All right, that's you. And what about John and Ted?
All right. I am going to, although I'm stumbling around seeing fishes floating around my head, I am going to stumble so that David is in my sort of line of me and the king. And then I'm going to let loose with my ink sac, as I was going to do before.
Okay. So you're between David and the king.
Are you feeling all right, man? I shouldn't make that sound.
I'm stumbling around with a stun, right?
Right,
and
right,
so,
right.
I'm going to basically position myself so that David's like right in front of me, and then behind him is the king, and
Oh, okay, got you. So you're trying to blind them both, basically.
get them both. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. All right, blind. Okay, Ted.
I'm gonna, since I swam away from the water's edge there, 1 action, I'll swim back on an action, and I want to get out of the water and move behind the turret.
Okay, you can do that. That'll be a full round move action. So you have your auto parry left, but other than that, your 2 actions are gone. Okay. All right, cool.
Can I mean, this is a little fishy maybe, but when I get out of the water, can I have my swords out?
Yes. I'll let you do that.
It's a fishy game.
Yeah, we're squids.
So squids.
That's totally true.
You could have been swimming with your swords out because you have so many arms. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now it's David's turn. So let's see. Ted is in the room. Ted is in the room. You're all in the room. John is kind of.
He's blind.
Yeah, he's
David's
blind. But only if he doesn't move out of the cloud, right?
Yeah. He's in the cloud.
But to John's point, he has no idea where anybody is.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He certainly doesn't know where I am because I wasn't even in the room when he got blinded. So
True.
And he hasn't seen me.
I'm right near him. You can try to take a swing, but I would assume he'd probably have a penalty or something like that.
Yeah. Let me look at blind real quick. I'm pretty sure it is right here.
I bet it's on one of the pages in the book.
At a penalty of -10 to strike, parry, dodge, and initiative.
I like that.
Animal abilities like electrosense and sonar allow some creatures to ignore these penalties. So it is only a -10 to hit. So he can still do it.
On a D20?
However, he is still entangled too.
Mm-hmm.
So he has to try and get free of that. In order to get free before the entangler's next action, the entangled opponent must attempt to free their limit as an attack action, rolling a strike to do so. And he's blind, so he is at a -10.
It's my good tentacle, too.
He's going to fail. And then he is going
He's still entangled.
He's still entangled, but he has 4 actions, so I'm assuming that he can use more than 1 action to do that. The next one is going to be a 5 with the penalty. So he is going to succeed, but John, now you get an automatic action. This doesn't count against your parry or whatever, to beat a 5 to make sure that he's still entangled.
Okay, and what am I rolling?
You're rolling an unarmed strike check, and you're trying to beat a 5. So
okay,
it's almost guaranteed you're going to do it.
Natural 20. There we go.
There you go. All right. He's hopeless about that. So he's going to basically try and drag you with him to get out of the stink cloud. And he's going to head over to the eastern wall. So let's just make a opposed strength check, John.
Okay.
You should have a strength bonus. You're going to roll a D20 with your strength bonus. I'm going to roll a D20 with my strength bonus and see who's higher.
What's my strength bonus? I have a 19 strength.
Yeah, so it should be on your character sheet, and
Is it the
I
number
think yours is a +4.
4. Okay.
All right. And I got a 17, not a natural 20, but with his strength, it goes up to a 20.
I got an 18.
Okay. Not a big deal. He's still entangled, but he's dragging himself out of your ink cloud. Okay. To the eastern wall. So he's going to be like closer to the eastern wall. He's dragging you out of the blind cloud too. Okay.
And what's on the eastern wall again? Is that Matt?
That's the tubes with all the people.
Okay.
The cage with the people?
No, the cage with the people is in the south wall and the southeastern wall. Okay. Sorry, he's dragging southwestern wall. He's dragging John to the eastern wall where I'm just going to call them fucking like androids. They're all the androids of all the famous people.
Oh, those two. Okay,
right,
okay. That's him. And then the turret. The turret is going to basically knows where you are, Matt, because you're using the security tablet on you. You're going to have cover, but it's going to unload on you and basically destroy.
Won't it also be hitting the king?
Not the king. Oh wait, aren't you behind the tubes?
I went behind the king. I put the king between me and the turret.
Okay, I got confused. Okay, so he's not going to do that then. He can't see John. He can't see David. He can't see you. He doesn't know where Ted is because Ted's standing right behind it. It's going to spend the room panning around trying to find a target. Done. Top of the initiative. King is like, David, what's happening? I can't see. And that's all he does. You guys get to go.
All right. I'm gonna do that same thing. I'm gonna take control of that turret. This time, I don't want to make it be on our team. I just want to disable it so that basically put it on manual mode because I saw Robert come in, and so I just want to put it on manual so Robert can man that.
Do it.
Thing.
Regular computer check.
67.
You made it by 3%. Nice. Okay, it is now on manual mode. Robert, you can do whatever you want with it.
John goes first.
Go ahead, John.
I don't know. I guess I'm just gonna have to shoot at David. I guess point blank.
Okay, do it.
I get a penalty because I'm stunned or something.
Yeah, -2.
Okay.
So you're still, I think, +3 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. So with a -2, I got a 16 total.
Okay. David can try to dodge.
David.
He does not make it. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Nice. That's going to be 9, 15 plus 9. So, that's really nice. 15 plus 9 is
24.
24. Thank you.
The little humanoid head on top just splutches and just explodes in like a shower of white pseudo milk.
Okay.
And the whole robot just kind of goes dum, 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 and then falls over.
And I'm going to use my move to move up to the king, who is stationary and still blind, right? With the ink.
Yep.
Excellent.
Okay. Now, Ted, you absolutely can go. But just so you know, that's the end of the encounter. So anything beyond this is just gravy and just the king has no actual ability to do damage to you. So
I'm just going to point my machine gun there at the entrance to the room. So if those two androids come up out of the water, I'm going to waste them.
Okay. Sounds good. That's the end of the encounter. The king is like, no, David, where are you, David? We're supposed to become one, David. And just says, you three shall be my new minions. Would you like to step into one of our pods?
I'm going to go up to him with his crown on, and I'm going to go wee, and remove the ink from his screen, his view screen, and just so all he sees is me with the crown on. I'm your king now, baby.
I have traveled the stars through time and space to come to this planet to guide you and lead you. You should submit to me. I'm really quite intelligent.
This guy is kind of cool. I just want to can we just find the plug and just yoink the plug out of the wall?
That's what you can just unplug it. You can just unplug
that's what I'm doing.
Awesome.
Like the screen does that thing where it goes real small.
The little dot.
A light in the middle.
Yeah.
You hear this? No.
You guys free the people in the cage. You see that the mayor is in there. You see like the TV anchors that you fought are in there. They all look a little bedraggled. You see Raphael of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is in there.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
He's like, oh my God, cowabunga, dude. Thank you so much for freeing me. That's awesome. My brothers were supposed to be here hours ago, but they never showed.
Teenagers.
I'm going to hand out business cards for Kenny Bana's to everybody. Remind them of our sushi specials. And
Look at Robert's not even giving them gift cards. He's just giving them business cards. Still got to pay full price.
It's Kenny Bana Enterprises LLC, Ted. Henny Bana Enterprises.
Kenny Bana. I have beak for mouth. You make
All right, guys. That's all I had for you for tonight.
That's
awesome.
amazing.
I had a blast, dude.
That was really fun.
Oh, that was so fun.
Yep.
I mean, it was pretty stupid, but it is what it is.
It felt like a TMNT episode. It really did.
It totally did, Mike.
Yeah.
I think you really nailed the kind of essential TMNT character of it. Not just us being goofball squids, but like David and the
The king. Did the king have like a? Did he have a name?
Yeah.
The king?
Yeah.
It's Monarch.
Monarch. Oh, it's just Monarch.
It's a splinter of Monarch.
Amazing.
Remember, Monarch was sending out all the splinter intelligences of itself. Well, one
It
land
was definitely a great descent sort of thing. I was wondering if you
one
gave him a
landed
name.
here in Queens. I can see. I was worried that I was going to be too on the nose, but I see you guys did not get it. That's fine.
Oh, no, I got it. I got
We
it.
were
I
saying
totally
this is
got
totally
it.
like Radiant Descent that we were up the entire time. Yeah. Good stuff.
Anywho.
That's awesome, dude. Thanks,
All right.
Mike.
Well, thanks for running, Mike. That was amazing. Thank you for Palladium for providing all the awesome materials and for the awesome game. I guess we'll leave it there, right? It's a good time. Extra long one. Thank you to all of our supporters out there, all of our patrons, our explorers, our delvers, and of course, especially our conquerors. We'll get Mike to read those names off in just a minute, but please don't forget to do your solemn duty, which is to like and subscribe on YouTube, hit the bell icon, get notifications every time you publish new material, comment on YouTube as well, comment on Spotify, write a review, and to give us some stars on Apple Podcasts would be amazing as well. And don't forget, if you want to see us in person, we will be at Between Two Cons in Portland, Oregon on June 26th and the 27th of 2026. We're planning on having a great time over there, so join us if you can. And that'll do it. Mike, take it away with the Conquerors.
Thank you. So we have 3 new conquerors this week, which is phenomenal. We have Noah Green, Chad Verslewis, and Jonah Fouts, the Dallas Enjoyer. I think I got that one right.
That's GM Tiefling on the Discord.
What's that?
That's GM Tiefling on the Discord.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Hey, Jonah. And now our regular shoppers, Phytobot, Chris McDowell, Dapper Dinosaur, Beerwin, Glintwine, Benton, Scoom, Lucifer, Chris Ackroyd, Jerron Goodman, 3C_273, Evan Leroy, Narrative Erection, Adam McKinney, Iohet, Tyranny fears a well-informed pendulous.
Top notch again, man. Just killing it.
Keith Gordon, Holzler, Ryan Gunter, Chris Harvey, Brenny Cleaver, Sorcerius, Chris Milan DM, Cranbox, Oxian, Erica, the famous Bobby Schwam. I'm gonna devour your ass. All right, Simone P. Gagliano, Onion Farmer from High Hankel, Awkward Silence, Mike Butts, Old Purdy Biggest Stickus, John Buchek, Eric Mater, Sophia Peng, Mike Dyson, Carl Stephenson, Necrotic Gnome, whoop, whoop, Derek B, Demi El Gabliano, Eric Manley, Iron Fox, Tyler Hackenberg, Christo Lute, Jeff, Archolocus, Jofo, Brutes Monkeys, Hot Dog, The Mighty Martian, Noah, AJ, Amidophiliacs Rejoice, just Mike. Adam Lovelace, Brent Sullivan, Desiree Marcel, Grizz Loves Goblianos, Dustin Reedy, Chris Rao, Benjamin, King of Joops, MP, Todd, Steve, Jeff Marino, Robert Kirkland, Eric Tsunami, MD, Yesterday's Glory, Richard Barton, Christian Carter, Dungeon Maestro, Isaac Saves versus Vomit Spencer, James, Chris Loricella, Adam, John Hooker, Mordrew, Zachary Hall, Saps. Now it's time for the Davids. Papa Bear DM, Zach Shiflett, Mercury 605, Dar Jr., Procyon, Dakota Nielsen, Cam, Stephen Quisenberry, John and Law Logan, Kabrowskis, Bruiser, Phil, Nakanu the Amused, Rocket Frog Eric, Nick, Jeff Szymanski, Eric Lawson, Mando NZ, Jimbo WA, Ted Gast, Andrew Schroker, Jason Jones, MM, Michael Schilling, Stefano Di Maiolo, Ash Gabrielle, Chongus, Hex Brawler Josh, liked and subscribed, finally. Arno, Iona, Michael Walker, Mother of Romulus, Han Dandler, Jeff Ellis, Summon Toast, Too Rude to Ishvin, R. Cabral, Dungeon Heart Adam, Scott Yearsley, Kick Maniac, Dire Grew, Tom Eric Gerritsen, Matthew Mattis. Okay, Matt, now you say fuck ice.
Oh, fuck ice.
Matt, the Danish Matt. Matt, dwarf's better than Mike.
When do you have to say
Mike's
it?
Right meat off the bone, Matt Appreciation Society. Matt Walsh, Matt Mason, Matt Koenig, and Matt Young.
Good stuff. Well done, Mike.
That's amazing.
Took a couple on the chin there, but
You guys are the best. You honestly are. I love how you all have bought into this whole thing. It's great.
yeah, it's amazing. Keeps it interesting every single time. So keep it up. And thank you, as always, to all of our patrons and supporters in our community. We really do appreciate it. And everyone have a great week, and we will see you next time. Take care. Thanks again, Mike.
See you later. Thanks, Mike.
Well, thank you, John.
Thank you, John.